Football game of the year. Hello, everyone. Andy Manus and Chad Gatlin here with you tonight for the first Tubetown Rivalry Series game, the first football game in the 2017 season. And we're excited to be broadcasting tonight live from Munford. Chad, this was a game that we got the pleasure of covering last year, and it was a barn burner. 2 years in a row now, it's come down to the fourth quarter, and hopefully we can have that happen again this year.
Absolutely. Last year, Covington won the game 13-6 at home. Munford won the game the year before at home in double overtime. It's been a great series ever since they moved it to the beginning of the year. It's a huge rivalry game for both these schools, and it's a great way to kick off the football season.
Of course, tonight is also Military Appreciation Night, as is here at Munford, and we're excited to be a part of this as we have been the last couple years. It's always great to be a part of this tradition here at Munford in celebrating the military. So we're actually going to be speaking with a member of the National Guard a little bit later on this evening. So very excited about that. But of course, the reason everybody's here tonight is for these young men out on the football field. And we got the pleasure of seeing a few of these guys last year's returning seniors for the Munford Cougars, Chaz Hayes and Nathan Davenport. Man, what a show we had from them last year.
Absolutely. Chaz Hayes especially, he is going to be Munford's big player in this game. If they can get him going and get past the Covington defense, then they can really do some damage. Hayes is hard to tackle, and he's very fast, and he's also elusive when he gets the ball in his hands, so you have to watch for that. Davenport is now working on some new skills this year as Coach Nick Markle has instituted the option offense this year. Went away from last year. He said when he took over the team, he felt like they were already established in what they were doing, so he didn't want to change at that point, but he made the decision this year to change to the offense he was more comfortable with, which is a sort of a hybrid wing T option style offense. So we'll also see Davenport running the ball a lot and making a lot of decisions behind the line.
And of course, on the other side of the football field for the Covington Chargers, they're going to have Brock Lomax, who's been starting for the Chargers since he was a freshman at quarterback.
That's right. It was 2 years ago in this stadium, his first start as a freshman quarterback, and in double overtime, he went with the quarterback sneak and did not get across the line. Well, at least according to the referees in the scorebook. Some may say otherwise, but he has been their star ever since then, and he's done nothing but get better. He has tremendous poise for a high school quarterback, and you should see great things out of him, and he will be working along with Keyshawn Gant to make big things happen for the Covington offense.
Covington, of course, made the playoffs last year. I believe they lost that first game in the first round of the playoffs. Munford, meanwhile, just narrowly missed out on making the playoffs, dropping their last two games.
That's right. Munford, although they outscored their opponents by quite a bit last year, they weren't able to get in the playoffs, finishing 5-5. Covington going 6-5, losing to Dyersburg in that first round of the playoffs. And then last week, each of these teams played in a jamboree at Dyersburg, and Covington played against Dyersburg and lost the jamboree. Now, it was only an exhibition. It may not mean anything, but it's certainly not the way the Chargers wanted to start.
No, absolutely not. And it looks like we're just about ready to start here on the campus of Munford High School. And it looks like the Cougars are going to receive for the opening kickoff of the 2017 season. And Covington getting ready to kick it away. Lining up the kick is going to be Colby Mason. The Chargers out there in their away white uniforms, purple and gold, very reminiscent to the LSU Tigers. Of course, the Munford Cougars out in their digital camouflage jerseys, as they like to wear here on Military Appreciation Night. And I believe we're going to have Kylan Washington, one of the return men, back deep for the Cougars. This kickoff is going to bounce at about the 25-yard line, picked up on the far sideline, and that's where the Cougar offense will start for the first time this year.
And I think that kick shows how much Covington respects Kylan Washington. He's on a lot of watch lists this year. He is definitely a high-level player, and Covington may not want to give him the opportunity to start the game with the run back, and that's why they kick it toward the sideline there. And they didn't come out much for the worse, 23-yard line now when the Cougars start.
Well, Chad, and if memory serves me correct, Kylan Washington also did some damage both on offense and defense last year for the Cougars. So see him line up here at wide receiver. There's that wing T Chad was talking about, faking the handoff, and it's going to be a quarterback keeper. Run to about the 30-yard line, and Nice takedown in the open field by the Chargers, but not before a pickup of about 5 yards by Nathan Davenport on the carry. There you saw the option play there, and Davenport just tucked it and ran. Good tackle there by Quentin Booker. Hayes goes in motion. He gets the handoff, fighting through traffic. Will cross the 30-yard line down to the 32, near the first down marker, but didn't quite get it.
And, you know, Hayes is their main runner. They're going to try to get it to him. It surprises me, though, that they line him up at more of a fullback spot and do sort of a triple option. I'm not sure Davenport made the right read there.
Well, Hayes has got the speed if he gets outside, but if I remember from last year, the Chargers did an excellent job of containing him for the most part. 3rd down and short. Fakes the handoff up the middle. It's Davenport on the keeper. He's going to scamper forward across the 35-yard line, and they're going to mark him down at the 36, even though he wound up close to the 40. They'll spot him at the 36, and they'll move the chains.
That's a good, hard run by Davenport right there. And it was nicely played by Hayes the way he played through the fake, but Davenport able to just come right up the middle and avoid the first tackle to get the first down.
Hayes lined up on the left. Davenport's going to fake the handoff and keeping himself again. Spinning off one defender, down across the 45 this time. Getting close to Charger territory. They'll mark it down at the Cougar 46, and it'll be 2nd and short. Another keeper from Nathan Davenport.
An 8-yard run, and it was the same play they ran to get the first down, but that time it broke open in the middle, and it was absolutely the correct read. You saw the linebackers spread out and cover the running backs, and that's the hard thing about covering an option offense, is every man has to key on a man in the backfield, which takes a lot of your run stoppage up the middle away.
And there's a flag before the play gets off. They're going to call this one dead. I believe it'll be a false start against Munford. Didn't see anybody jump early, but that referee threw the flag quick. And there looks to be a Covington Charger who's a little bit slow to get up. That'll be Marvin Norfolk. And now he makes his way to his feet, and he'll have to come off the field. I think he took a little too long getting up. So he'll tag out momentarily, making his way gingerly.
The Cougars to midfield.
They're going to hustle to the line.
This is exactly the way they wanted to start, minus the injury, obviously, but they wanted to get good momentum and get to midfield quickly, and they've done it.
Davenport gets the okay from the referee, sends the offense in motion. Handoff up the right side across the 40, across the 35, down to about the 32-yard line, and an excellent run that time from Noah Robertson, the junior from Munford.
Robertson took the handoff. He knew exactly where he was going, ran straight downhill, and able to get past everybody, and if were it not for the safety, he was gone.
Moves the chains for another first down for the Munford Cougars, and into Charger territory now from the
17-yard gain.
It's a heck of a run there by Robertson on the run up the middle. Fake the handoff, pitch out to the left.
Oh, he dropped it.
Fumbled it. It'll go out of bounds. So Munford is going to catch a break there, and I'm not sure who it was that couldn't get his hands on that. I think it might have been Cole Edrington. Tried to handle the toss there and just couldn't haul it in. I think he tried to run with it before he grabbed it.
I believe that's right. He just tried to put his hands on it. Tried to put his eyes down the field before he put his hands on the ball. And that'll be a pretty good loss for them. That's a 7-yard loss for the Cougars.
They dodged a bullet there. They'll hang on to the football. This time a run up the middle, and the Chargers sniffed that one out from the get-go. No gain, so it'll be 3rd and long coming up for Munford.
Third and 17 now, so you're going to think they got to look to the air at this point and see what Davenport can do, and it'll probably be our first chance to see him throw in this game.
And going back to last year, that's certainly where he struggled against this team in particular. He is going to go for the air. Throws it to the left side into double coverage, and absolutely hands all over the receiver there. Ladarius Griggs grabbing the jersey of, I believe, Kylan Washington.
Absolutely.
And no, I beg your pardon, that was actually Will Hankins, the intended receiver. That digital camouflage is a little bit difficult to see from up here. We had this problem last year, but we'll sort it out. So Will Hankins, the intended receiver. Griggs going to get called for the PI penalty. And with 9:01 to play in the first quarter, that will negate that big loss moments ago from Munford.
And it looks as though they actually only – oh, it was a 15 – never mind. It was a 15-yard penalty. They're still short of the first down.
So 3rd and short coming up, and
now
look like a false start maybe. No, I believe that'll be a timeout from Coach Markle and the Munford Cougars. We'll take a quick timeout with them. 9:01 remaining in the first quarter. 3rd and 2 when we come back to the Tubetown Rivalry Series.
Stay in the game with the Ritter Communications Triple Play. Catch all the action with Ritter Digital TV. Tons of sports channels plus DVR to watch games on your schedule. Track your teams and check out video highlights with mega fast internet speeds up to 100 meg. Plus talk sports all you want with Ritter Phone with unlimited local and long distance calling. Get the winning combination. Call or visit RitterCommunications.com today for Ritter Triple Play.
The Tubetown Rivalry Series, Andy Maness and Chad Gatlin here with you in Munford, Tennessee tonight. The Munford Cougars hosting the Covington Chargers in a rivalry game to start off the 2017 football season. 9:01 to play in the first quarter. Right now, the Munford Cougars have it in Charger territory. 3rd and 2 coming up from about the 25-yard line. Bobbled snap. Davenport picks it up, trying to get back to the 25, and he can't do it. Drugged down from behind.
Mason coming in with the tackle behind the line. And it'll be a 4th down, and now we'll see what Munford wants to do. It's a little bit further than they want to kick a field goal. So it looks like they're going to go for it.
And Chaz Hayes, you can see him in the huddle right now. Number 1, he's hiding behind number 8 there. He is fired up. He was not happy about the way that play ended. So now here we go, 4th and 3. Fake the handoff up the middle. Davenport stood up on the other side of the 25-yard line. Did he make it? It'll be a close call, Chad.
We'll have to wait and see what the refs say. It's very close. It looks like from here that he got it.
Had to make it down to the 23, and I
they're
believe
going to bring in the sticks, I think.
No, they're not going to bring them in. They say it is Covington football. Had to make it to the 23, and from right here, it looks like it's spotted between the 23 and 24. You'd think they'd bring out the chains for that, but they're going to give it to Covington.
That's you would think they would have measured that one. It was pretty close, but the chains are right on one of the hash marks, and so it. I
you
guess
can see there, it looks like about
it.
a foot short of that first down there from where it is. So 1st and 10 for Covington. First time their offense is out on the field with 8:08 to play here in the first quarter. 1 wide receiver, 2 backs in the backfield. Fake to the right, run to the left rather. And that play will go nowhere. Snuffed out from the get-go by this Cougar defense. And Donovan Dodson on the carry, Keyshawn Gant on the carry for the Chargers there, goes nowhere.
And just a quick little handoff to the left there for Lomax, trying to start it out the way Covington wants to start it out. They want this to be a smash-mouth game that eats up a lot of clock, and they just want to come out on top at the end.
And that's the way it was last year. It was 6-6 headed into the fourth quarter last year. It could be in for another close one here today. There's the snap on 2nd down, running to the right side and met by a wall of gray. And the Cougars push him backwards.
Another run for no gain.
Codarius Page on the carry that time for the Chargers. And how about that, running into a wall of Cougars. They push the pile backwards for another loss. So now 3rd and 11 coming up for Covington with 7:05 to play in the first. Munford's going to come out with 4 down linemen, 2 linebackers. They've got everybody. They've got 10 men in the box, 1 man playing outside on the lone wide receiver.
On a handoff up the middle.
And that's Page on the carry, running between the left tackle and left guard. And Page is going to pick up about 5 yards on the run, but that'll bring up 4th down.
And to me, Andy, that's a mistake on the part of Covington. Now they've got to punt the ball. When they have a capable quarterback back there that can throw the ball, that's a way that you're going to be able to beat Munford because they're expecting you to run the ball.
And we could have a fake here on 4th down. At 4th and 6, Lomax back to punt. I believe we saw them pull this last year. Lomax will boot it away, though. And it'll be Washington who will field it on the other side of the 40. The 45 scoots out to about the 46 before he's met by a couple of Chargers. And Washington will put the Cougars in pretty good field position after a decent punt from Lomax.
Yeah, it was really a good punt from Lomax, but Washington is one of those that you've got to get on fast. You saw them get downfield on him quickly, but if he makes one guy miss, he may be gone.
He has definitely got the speed between Hayes and Washington. That's a dynamic duo of quickness for the Cougars. 1st and 10 now from their own 45-yard line. Faking the handoff up the middle. It's a handoff for Hayes around the outside. Stutter step across the 50,
And
the 45, spinning at the 40. And he picks up about 15 yards on that first down carry. But back at the 45, we have got a Covington Charger who is not getting up. And you got to wonder if that was Marvin Norfolk, who was injured a moment ago. Watch this stutter step here from Hayes just before the 50.
And he had everybody. I mean, he got everybody on Covington's team right there.
So that is KJ Fain. They are helping to his feet right now. Hopefully just a case of cramps. It's very hot, very humid here in Munford tonight. And with the first ball game, you'd like to think that hopefully this is just a lot of people getting back into shape. But he is walking very gingerly on that left leg.
It looked to me as though it might have been like a slight hip pointer or something. And it's really hard to tell when bodies are crashing like that where exactly he's hurt, but it looks like he'll probably be okay.
KJ Fain is a junior for the Covington Chargers. That will give Munford just a little bit of time to talk things over here with 5:48 to play in the first quarter after that 15-yard pickup by Chaz Hayes. Munford's going to break out of the huddle with one wide receiver, and that's going to be Ben Mobley out here on the near sideline. Hayes lined up on the left side of the formation. Washington on the right. In the backfield is Noah Robertson. Hand off the middle to Robertson. He gets across the 40, but not much further than that. Still able to pick up close to 4 yards on the first down run.
And it seems to me that this new formation for Munford and new offense is still a little tricky for them to get in the swing of. They just seem a step off in their handoffs and their snaps. But it's very different from running a spread-style offense or an I-style offense.
Faking the handoff to Washington, it'll be Davenport on the QB keeper. He'll get down to about the 35-yard line, and they're inching closer to the first down marker. That'll bring up, it looks like, 3rd and 4. Now at the 5-minute mark here in the first quarter. Still scoreless between Munford and Covington.
Davenport getting the calls from the sideline over there. Coach Nick Markle says this is the offense he wants to run.
Hayes lined up on the left. It's going to be a pitch out to the left.
What a fake up the middle.
That was Cole Edrington on the option there. And he did not get the first down, but he got 3. That's going to bring up 4th and 1, so another short situation coming up for the Cougars. Could not convert on 4th down on their first drive. We'll see if they can do it here on their second drive. Nearing the 4-minute mark here in the first quarter. 2 wide receivers for the Cougars this time. Hayes lined up on the right side of the formation. Going to get a hard count here and might change the play. Might have been trying to draw the Chargers off sides there. Robertson in the backfield, Edrington on the left.
Davenport keeps.
Davenport kept it, spun around, and stood up in the backfield. He ran into the first defender and didn't go anywhere after that.
Andy, in times like that, you would think you put the ball in the hands of your best player, and their best player is Chaz Hayes. And you would think they run a toss sweep or something to Chaz Hayes to try to get to the edge, to try to get those 2 yards, because you're in a 4th down situation, and I just don't understand trying to go up the middle to get those yards. It's another turnover on downs for Munford, and it's not how they want to end drives.
So again, as you said, the second time they have not been able to convert on 4th down, giving the ball back to Covington inside their own territory. They'll take over on their own 31 this time. One wide receiver for Lomax, 2 backs in the backfield. Hands it off to the up back, and he got smoked as soon as he crossed the line of scrimmage. Keyshawn Gant on the carry that time, and he got lit up as soon as he touched the football.
The Munford defense is definitely stepping up in the early going of this game. They are not letting Covington get big yardage on these run plays.
Only had one positive play so far here in the game, and it came on 3rd down. A 3rd and 11 for them. Right now it's 2nd and 9 from their own 32. 3 minutes left to play in the first. Lomax shouting out instructions. 4 down linemen coming for the Cougars, but they're rushing the edges as well. Lomax hands that off to Gant, and he is met immediately. 2nd play in a row, Chad, that Gant has tried to run it up the middle and has been met by 2 gray jerseys.
I mean, 2 one-yard gains by Gant up the middle. Now you're at a 3rd and long situation, and you've got to think that at some point Coach Marty Wheeler is going to let Brock Lomax throw this ball.
Well, a little bit of pushing and shoving going on after that play. One of the Cougars came over and grabbed his teammate and pushed him back towards the huddle wisely. So some wise leadership there for the Cougars. Got a late substitution there, it looks like, and we're going to get a timeout called by the Munford Cougars. I think they were a little bit out of position, and Coach Nick Markle did not like what he saw there. We're going to take a quick timeout with them. 2:13 left to play in the opening quarter. 3rd and 7. When we come back, it'll be Covington football here on the Tubetown Rivalry Series.
Hey, Steve.
Introducing Ritter Home Security. Ritter takes care of protecting what's most important to you, from threats like unwelcome visitors and fire, to making your life easier by putting the control of your home at your fingertips. Use the free app to shut the garage, lock the door, turn off lights, arm the system, and more. You can even turn back the thermostat to help save money on your energy bill. Plus, get a snapshot when your kids get home. It's smart, beautiful, convenient, and ready for your busy life. Ritter Home Security.
Andy Maness and Chad Gatlin back here with you at Munford, where the Cougars and the Chargers of Covington are tied up at 0. Still scoreless. 2:13 left to play in the first quarter. 3rd and 7 coming up for the Chargers. Trying to get the Cougars offsides there with a hard count. Didn't get it. Lomax now looking to the sideline. Trying to see how many seconds are left on the play clock, but I don't see one anywhere.
I don't see a play clock either.
Handoff goes to Gant off the right side between the tackle and guard. He'll get close to the 40-yard line, but still going to bring up 4th down.
Another 4th down, and you get the feeling that this is just the feeling out phase, that they're just trying to see where the holes are, where they can take advantage later in the game, because you wouldn't think that you would run on a 3rd and long. You wouldn't think you would run a straight up the middle. But you got to think that Coach Marty Wheeler is just trying to find the weaknesses so he can exploit them later.
Well, again, maybe trying to set something else, like you just said, set something else up for later on down the game. I believe we saw Lomax get back there and punt the ball a couple of times last year before they attempted that fake down the sideline, just because they knew that Munford was not ready for it. They're going to go for it here on 4th and 4. $1:30 left to play in the first quarter. Lomax walking over to the sideline, and the Chargers are going to call their first timeout of the first half. So we'll take it.
I think they were trying to get him to jump there.
I think so too. Would have created a first down situation because of the offsides. But we'll take a quick break with them. 1:28 left to play in the first quarter. We're back. We're back with more of the Tubetown Rivalry Series after this.
Until you've seen how fast it really is, some people's reaction to Ritter's 100 megabit internet might be like, 100 mega, huh? Here's how we describe it. Mega beautiful, mega fast, mega blast, mega party, mega Ritter. There's no end to your online possibilities with up to 100 meg internet speeds. In a word, that means mega fun. If you're not getting your high-speed internet from Ritter, you should. Call 888-336-4466 today. Only from Ritter Communications, right by you.
Andy Maness and Chad Gatlin back here with you with 1:28 to play here in the first quarter. 4th and 4 coming up for the Covington Chargers. from their own 39-yard line, and the Munford crowd is getting crazy now.
Ladarius Griggs out wide. That's not T.J. Smith this year. He graduated, but watch him for the pass.
Gant is going to have the handoff fake to him. Lomax keeping it himself, taken down at the 39-yard line, right at the line of scrimmage, and yet another turnover on downs here in the first quarter.
Another big win for these Cougars and their defense.
So the Big Grays steps up and puts their offense back out on the field, this time in excellent starting position. They're already into Covington territory. They'll get it at the Charger 39-yard line, and now we'll see if some of the plays that have been run so far for the Cougars are setting anything up for Coach Nick Markle and his offense. Hayes lined up to the left, Washington to the right. Davenport looking to throw over the middle, caught by Washington at the 25. That'll be a pickup of about 15 yards, make it 16 as they mark him down at the 24.
An excellent play. Great eyes by Davenport. He sees that Washington's open, gets him, and right there, that's exactly how that play is supposed to go.
And you got to credit Washington, too, on that catch in traffic. He was able to catch it, haul it in, and in the middle of two defenders, not worried about getting hit there. 1st and 10 now. Davenport going to keep it himself. Runs it right up the middle, and, ooh, he got pushed backwards in a hurry.
The ball came loose, but I believe he was down first.
I believe you are correct there, Chad, as we are now under the 1-minute mark, and we'll take a look at the replay. Keeps it himself, runs right into one of the defenders for Covington, and then two more join in, and I do believe his knee was down before that ball came out of there.
Davenport looks a lot more sure of himself this year than he did last year. I'll
Absolutely.
say that. He stands strong in the pocket when he throws, and he runs hard.
Last year he was very hesitant. Hayes goes in motion, and right on cue, we're talking about Nathan Davenport, and he bobbles the handoff, and it'll be a turnover in Covington's favor.
I'll put that one on me. I think what it
broadcaster's jinx there.
What it really looked like was that the handoff was supposed to go to the back, and the back thought he was keeping. And I think that's where the miscommunication was and the reason the ball came loose. The back in that case was Noah Robertson, and it looked like Robertson was setting up to block and wasn't expecting the ball, and Davenport was expecting to hand the ball to Robertson.
I think you're exactly right. So that misstep there by the Cougars goes in favor of Covington, and now they get a chance to put their offense back on the field here at the end of this first quarter. 24.9 seconds left in the first. And the Chargers take back over on their own 25-yard line. One wide receiver out to the right for Lomax, two backs in the backfield. And he'll hand it off to the back on the left. That was Codarius Page again, and Page looked like he ran into his own blocker there. That might end the first quarter here. 13 seconds left to play. We'll see if...
Looks like it will.
Yeah, I think Coach Marty Wheeler wants to let the clock run down and talk some things over, and that's exactly what's going to happen. 3, 2, and 1. We are down to no time left in the first quarter, so we'll take a quick break, switch ends of the field, and come back and do it again. Second quarter coming at you. Covington and Munford all knotted up at 0 as we head to the second quarter.
My late friend James Gandolfini and I got to know a lot of combat vets over the years when we were in Iraq and in Afghanistan. And it guts me to know that 22 of you are taking your own lives every day. Yeah, I play tough guys in the movies, but you are the real tough guys. And the toughest thing to do sometimes is look for help. I want you to know, reaching out is an act of strength. And our friends at Wounded Warrior Project are here to help. You don't have to go it alone.
Andy Manus and Chad Gatlin back here with you in Munford, where the Munford Cougars and the Covington Chargers headed to the second quarter, still tied at 0.
Starting field position has been in the Cougars' favor all night. They've been able to stifle this Covington offense pretty far back in their own territory. Munford's been able to advance the ball, but then not get the payoff at the end. Both teams going for it on 4th down multiple times. Both teams coming up short multiple times.
Covington has yet to even get into Munford territory so far tonight through the first 12 minutes of the ball game. Let's see if they have some success here as we start the second quarter. 2nd and 11 for the Chargers. Handoff on the right side. This time it's Gant on the carry again, and he's going to pick up, look like close to 4 yards, maybe we'll give him 3 yards, we'll say, and it'll bring up 3rd and 8.
Gant's their workhorse, and they've been handing it to him all night. You got to think you'll see Lomax's arm at some point.
Got a wide receiver lined up here on the far side. Again, 2 backs in the backfield. Hand off to the right. It's Gant once again, and again, he goes nowhere. The Cougars shut him down at the line of scrimmage.
An interesting note on the Covington Chargers team, the coach from 2 years ago that really took this Munford Cougar football team places they hadn't been in a long time, J.R. Kirby, left to go to Crockett County, and this year he's back on Covington's sideline as an assistant. So a lot of players facing their old coach, J.R. Kirby, here for the Cougars.
Lomax back to punt here on 4th and 3. Looked like there was some indecision there on whether they wanted to punt or go for it, and I think they're going to have to call a timeout to avoid the delay of game penalty. So a timeout for the Covington Chargers. We will take a quick timeout with them. Both teams with 1 timeout remaining in the first half. 10:48 left to play in the second quarter. We're back with more of the Tubetown Rivalry series after this.
Introducing Ritter's new whole home DVR solution, the better way to watch TV. Record up to 6 of your favorite programs at the same time. And watch them in up to 5 different rooms throughout your home. Manage your recordings, set parental controls, and more from your smartphone or tablet from the free Follow Me TV app. The best part, equipment starts at only $25 per month when added to an existing TV package. We just revolutionized the way you watch TV. Ritter Communications, right by you.
And 3 coming up for the Covington Chargers. 10:48 left to play in the second quarter. Andy Maness and Chad Gatlin, thanks for joining us tonight on the first Tubetown Rivalry Series game. Covington and Munford all knotted up at 0. There's the fake punt we were talking about earlier tonight, and the Chargers are going to be shut down at the line of scrimmage. Quentin Booker caught the snap. Lomax tried to fake like it went over his head, but Munford was not fooled for 1 second. And a great job by, I believe, Elijah Irvin, sophomore, for the Munford Cougars, stepping up and wrapping up Quentin Booker there.
And this Munford defense has been stout all night. I had written down in my game notes to look out for the loss of Garrett Ball, the big-time middle linebacker,
Absolutely.
big hitter from last year, and I thought they may suffer a little bit in the defense because of that, but not so far.
Handoff for Hayes on the right side. Sheds 1 tackle in the backfield. Down to the 25-yard line as he's ridden down by one of the defenders, Quentin Booker, who just took that snap a moment ago. And watch Hayes just shake off the defender in the backfield. He's so shifty when he gets that football in his hands.
And that's one thing to watch on a hot night like this. You see Quentin Booker playing both ways. Covington has a lot of players that play offense and defense. They're a smaller school than Munford. And you may see that be a factor later in the game with the heat and exhaustion from the players.
2 wide receivers for Davenport. He'll hand it off up the middle for Robertson. And Robertson will pick up a gain of about 2 yards, bringing up 3rd and short. Chad, I was actually thinking about Garrett Ball earlier on the way in tonight, and I was wondering the same thing. Will this team be able to find a replacement for him? Because he was outstanding, not just on defense, but on special teams as well. He was a hitter on the kickoff team, and he was a great return man as well.
He was a one-of-a-kind athlete, that's for sure. He was also a great baseball player for Munford, so just an incredible athlete that graduated from here last year.
3rd and short, handoff to Washington on the end around, and Washington did not fool the defense as he came running from right to left, and Covington shuts him down in the backfield for a loss of about 3 yards, close to the 30-yard line. That'll bring up 4th and maybe 7. Garrett Ball sure was a fun player to watch, though, on defense. He was like a heat-seeking missile towards that football.
Every play, it seemed like you were calling number 38 last year.
So Munford may have to bring out their kick team here. See if they can punch it through the uprights on 4th and 8.
It's going to be a 45-yard attempt.
From the Covington 29-yard line. Snap is good, kick is up. Looks like it will be short, just short of the goalpost. So Covington might have put someone back there to return that one.
You know, when a high school kicker takes a 45-yard attempt, you would think you would drop a man back. But Covington gets the ball back here, and so they get another chance on offense. And they just want to get on their end of the field.
For a 45-yard kick from a high school player, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
that was pretty darn good for it going that far. If it had the distance, it would have went through. There's no doubt about it. It was straight at the goalpost. But instead, Covington comes back out, still scoreless now with 8:36 left to play in the first half. Lomax takes the snap, rolls out to his right, fires, tipped, still caught on the far sideline. At the 27-yard line, great catch there by Benton Glass, the senior for the Chargers. And watch as a Munford defender gets his hand on the football. Well, I thought he got his hand on the football, but it looked like it dropped right into the breadbasket of Glass.
The concentration of Glass, though, for that hand to come up in front of him and to still keep his eye on the ball and bring it in, that was the best play of the night by Covington by far.
So now 2nd and short coming up here for Covington. Lomax getting the play from the sideline, and Coach Wheeler, one wide receiver on that far side. It'll be a handoff. No, Lomax will keep it himself. Trying to get to that first down marker. Looked like he lost the football. Munford thinks that they have it. Still waiting on a signal from the referee. And the referee's going to say no. Lomax had been stopped. The play had been dead. So take another look on the replay there. Lomax trying to find some room along the outside there. Gets smoked by one of the defenders, and looked like the ball went flying out right there.
Wow, it does look like it was out before he hit the ground.
Taking another look on our replay here, and that's
it's
so
very,
very close.
I don't think, even if the referees were using the benefit of replay, I'm not sure they would be able to overturn that one.
So now 3rd and 3 coming up for Lomax. Spins, hands it off, and that one will go nowhere as well. Codarius Page on the carry off the left side that time.
He's close.
Lomax with a quick spin there.
Well, these referees with another moving of the sticks without measuring. Good eyes.
Good idea. They said eyeballing it's pretty good tonight. We're good with it. So now 1st and 10 coming up here, as Chad just mentioned, for the Covington Cougars. Again, still scoreless here in our first game of the year, the Tubetown Rivalry Series. We appreciate you joining us tonight. Now under 7 minutes to play in the second quarter. Hand off to the right. And that's big Quentin Booker on the carry. Booker is, well, that is a man you do not want to be in front of if he's got the football, all 180 pounds of him.
And you've got to think, you see the success they had. Their biggest gain of the night was a 7-yard gain, a pass from Brock Lomax to Benton Glass. Put the ball in Lomax's hands and let him throw and try to get on the Munford side of the field.
Still have not been there through nearly 18 minutes of gameplay tonight. Have been stuck on their own side of the football field. 2nd and 8 coming up. Another handoff up the middle. This one will pick up minimal yards. That's kind of been the trend for the night up against this Cougar defense. And now a couple of fresh defensive linemen coming in here for the Cougars.
And they have some defensive linemen. They've got great size on the line, and they're able to rotate them out. They're too deep at just about every position, and you see how effective they are at stopping the run.
3rd and 6 coming up. Lomax under center with 2 backs in the backfield. May want to check the play here, but it looks like he called a timeout. The officials headed to the ball, and are they going to say that Munford called a timeout? No, we've got an injured player out here at midfield. And that looks like
he may be losing lunch.
Well, so that's definitely going to happen in the first game of the year. Kenneth Broughton out there. Tossed a few of his cookies out there on the 40-yard line. Again, first game of the year, you're going to have cramps. You're going to have a few injuries. You're going to see some things that you don't normally see in some of the later games of the year. So they're going to hook him up with some Gatorade, and I think they're going to give everybody a little bit of a timeout here. 5:43 left to play.
Absolutely. Well,
5:43 left to play here in the first half. 3rd and 6 coming up after this official's timeout. Pretty good turnout here tonight at Munford. Again, Military Appreciation Night. Everybody showing up to support a great cause. Got the gigantic American flag flying out over the field. Beautiful scene here tonight for the first night of football. 3rd and 6 now coming up for Covington. 1 wide out on the far side for Lomax. Hands it off to the right side, and it's Gant on the carry across the 45-yard line. Bowls over the safety, and they'll mark him down at the 49.
And we were just praising the Munford defensive line, but none of them realized that Gant had the ball.
They were all looking to Page, who was running the sweep. I believe you're correct there. Everybody had their eyes in the backfield on Lomax and Page, but Gant took the handoff up the middle for a nice little first down. 5:30 left to play in the first half as the chains are moved for the Chargers. Gant again on the carry, that time smoked in the backfield.
A host of Cougars on that one. They weren't going to get hit twice.
I think I saw Chris Farrell in there. Chris Farrell listed at 5'9", 209, but he looks like he's closer to 230 out there playing in the middle of that defensive line for the Cougars. Big number 68 out there. So now 2nd and 10 coming up for Covington. Hand off again up the middle for Gant. Gant this time gets about 5 yards on the carry, close to the 45-yard line. They'll spot him down at the 46, bringing up 3rd and manageable for Covington.
Found a small hole there and was able to just squirt ahead for maybe 5 yards. And this is their first foray to the other side of the field for Covington. They're going to want to try to ride this momentum all the way to the end zone.
And they may try to milk the clock out as well. They're going to get possession of the football first in the second half, so they may try to wind down the rest of this clock here in the second quarter. Lomax on the snap, hands it off to Gant, running to the right. And now for the 3rd play in a row, Gant up the middle. Doesn't quite get enough for the first down, but got enough to make it 4th and short, maybe 4th and a yard, 4th and 2. Covington has not converted on a 4th down so far tonight.
And I think the thing here for Munford's defense is you pretty much know they're going to run it. They're going to run it up the middle.
Just who's going to get it? Lomax hustles to the line, 4th and short coming up. Looks like he might be trying to draw him off sides. Munford pointing fingers. They think they might have the play figured out. Lomax bobbles the snap. Dodged one defender in the backfield, reaches out, and I think he got the first down.
I think he did.
Takes a busted play and turns it into a first down. Now that is poise from the junior Brock Lomax. Look at that, spun between 2 defenders. I don't think either one of them touched him.
And had he not had the presence of mind to reach the ball out,
he wouldn't have made it.
An incredible play by the junior quarterback, Brock Lomax there.
Heady move there from Brock Lomax, and now 1st and 10. Are they gonna measure it now? They're bringing out the chains, I believe.
Well, this one's more obvious than the other ones were.
I guess we're not going to eyeball this one, folks. We're going to bring out the sticks and indeed make sure that it's a first down. And from our replay, we believe that it is. Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Well, that is an incredible. I'd like to see that again. The sticks don't seem like they were in the same place. It's just.
Oh, my
crazy.
goodness. That is I'm speechless right now.
I don't know
Granted,
what to
again,
say.
they don't have.
Watch, you see the stick. Watch, you see the stick, right? Now watch the ball.
But you know what? Where is his knee down at, though? Right there, his knee's down, and that's where the ball is.
Well.
So they're correct,
Once
and the
again,
referees are correct without the use of replay technology.
Give it to the referees there, because that looked like a clear first down to me, and they were right. His knee was down before he stretched the ball out.
And that's why we're up here and they're down there.
That's right.
3:05 left to play in the first half. 2nd and 10 coming after the run up the middle by the Cougars for no gain. Now 2nd and 9. They've got an opportunity to milk the clock here and go into the locker room with a lead if possible. Running to the right with Robertson this time. He's going to pick up a couple of yards, and that's going to bring up 3rd and 8.
And just the way that both of these teams are playing early on, I don't think will be sustainable with this heat throughout the whole second half. They're both trying to run hard up the middle and get tough yards on every play. You're going to have to try to get outside some and get some open space and make some throws if you want to be in this game in the second half.
Pitch out to the left for Washington. Washington goes down, and Hayes is not happy about it. There's a little bit of extracurriculars and no flag thrown, and that's a little unbelievable. Chucky Olden from Covington got a pretty good push on one of the Munford Cougars and did it right in front of the referee, and the referee just kind of let it go. So he figures no harm, no foul
Covington
there.
will take a timeout.
That'll be their final timeout of the first half. Munford still has one remaining. We're going to take a quick timeout with them. 2:09 to play in the second quarter. 4th and 7 coming up for the Munford Cougars when we come back.
From Iraq and Afghanistan, our brave warriors are coming home, wounded. Some with wounds you can see, some with wounds you can't see. Wounded Warrior Project was created to support our men and women coming off the battlefield. Please help carry these warriors the rest of the way home. Get involved at woundedwarriorproject.org.
Chargers still tied at 0, 4th and 7 with 2:09 coming up to play here in the second quarter. 4th down play. Davenport looking to throw. Takes a shot deep down the field. He's got Washington at the 30. Caught. Drug down out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Great pitch and catch from Davenport to Washington.
And that's exactly what I was talking about. You've got to get those kinds of plays worked in and get in space and let your men work. And that's what he did. He got space between he and the defender, and there he was to be able to adjust to the throw and catch the ball.
And I beg your pardon, that was actually Will Hankins on the reception there. My apologies. Getting this digital camouflage a bit difficult to make out the numbers. Hard to tell the difference between an 8 and a 3 all the way up here. So, and then you can actually see them standing there together and see how difficult that is to see. But how about that catch from Will Hankins? Just right over the shoulder, and a great pass from Davenport. You're right about Davenport compared to last year. Looks much more poised and much more comfortable throwing that football.
I want to point out, too, Munford's new helmet design this year. You see the Cougar on the helmet this year. That's new for the Cougars.
They've traditionally had the M. You're correct. So take another look at that pass from Davenport to Hankins. Just dropped it right in there over the defender. Perfectly thrown football from the senior Nathan Davenport.
If anything, he could have stayed a little more in stride with the ball.
He did have to slow up just a touch, but still a great result to the play. $1:55 left to play in the second quarter. 1st and 10 coming up for Munford. One wide receiver out here on the right side. Washington lined up on the right. He's going to get the handoff from Davenport. Gets a block. He's across the 20-yard line, still on his feet as he makes his way to the 15, now to the 10. They'll spot him down at the 9-yard line. How about that run from Kylan Washington? He was mad because he didn't get to catch that football moments ago.
Watch the spins on this run from Washington. When he gets touched, watch this, spins away, keeps his feet moving the entire time, and gets those extra yards. Those are 4 or 5 extra yards that a lot of backs wouldn't have gotten.
So now 1:38 left to play here in the second quarter. Hand off to Hayes. Hayes avoids one defender in the backfield. Still on his feet. He's at the 5. He's going to score. Chaz Hayes puts the first points on the scoreboard tonight for the Munford Cougars, coming with 1:27 left to play in the first half. They've been working him outside all night long, trying to find some room. That time he just sheds the defender.
He got a little help from a Covington defender tripping over his own man, not able to hang on. And Hayes, if you can't get two hands on him, you're not going to get it.
Absolutely not, and he is hyped up right now. Extra point attempt on the way to try to make it 7-0 Munford. Hold is good, kick is up, and it is through. No, it is not through the uprights. Looked like it went through from here, but they say it is, I believe, wide right. So 6-0 is your score as we take another look at this touchdown run from Chaz Hayes. And
Once
he
breaks free, he's gone.
Stay in the game
kind of
with
runner.
Puts the Munford Cougars up by 6 with 1:27 left to play here in the first half. We're back with more action here on the Tubetown Rivalry Series after this.
Stay in the game with the Ritter Communications Triple Play. Catch all the action with Ritter Digital TV. Tons of sports channels plus DVR to watch games on your schedule. Track your teams and check out video highlights with mega fast internet speeds up to 100 meg. Plus talk sports all you want with Ritter Phone with unlimited local and long distance calling. Get the winning combination. Call or visit RitterCommunications.com today for Ritter Triple Play.
And Chad Gatlin back here with you after that touchdown run from Chaz Hayes. I almost called you Chaz Hayes. Chaz Hayes punching it into the end zone on a run. 6-0 is the score. Munford leading Covington. 1:27 left to play here in the first half, and the Chargers got to try to put some points on the board. If they do, they'll get it back. Fumbled the kickoff, but recovered at the 20-yard line. Almost a mishap there by the Chargers.
And that was another case of running before you've secured the ball. And Booker absolutely took off before that ball was secure, and he was lucky to cover that one up.
Yeah, it could have been another great field position for the Munford Cougars, and instead Covington will take over on their own 20-yard line again. They're going to get the ball first in the third quarter, so they've got 1:21 left to play with here to try to tie this one up as they head into the locker room, or at least maybe put 3 points up on the board if they can get close enough.
I'm going to sound like a broken record, but they're going to have to trust Lomax's arm.
Well, and with no timeouts left, they'll have to do something here other than keep it on the ground. But no, they hand it off to Page. Page with a stutter step up the middle, crosses the 25-yard line, rolls down to the 26, and now they're going to have to play a no-huddle offense here with 1:10 left to play in the first half.
Big Ethan McDivitt made the block that made that game possible. He pushed the man out of the way, the would-be tackler, and that's what opened it up for 5 yards.
He created a McDivitt there in the offensive line. Under a minute left to play now. One wide receiver out to the left for Lomax. Lomax with two backs in the backfield. Fake the handoff, pump fake. Now he's going to run with it. Threw it, caught it at the 40-yard line, and I don't know if he was across the line of scrimmage before he let that one fly or not, but it's complete and it's enough for a first down.
No flag.
So that'll move the chains, and Benton Glass again on the reception, his second of the night.
And this is what they're going to have to do. It looked like he had Glass there. I think he was afraid of it getting batted down. He had Glass on the pump fake.
So now no huddle offense, and it's going to be a run to the right side for Gant. Gant bowls over one defender. He picks up close to 13 yards on that carry from scrimmage, and it moves the chains yet again. Stops the clock with 30 seconds.
12-yard gain for Keyshawn Gant, but the clock is their enemy right here.
No timeouts for the Chargers, but they are moving at an incredible pace right now into enemy territory for the first time tonight. One wide receiver out to the left for Lomax, two backs in the backfield. Under center, hands it off to Gant. Gant's across the 40, the 35, the 30, still on his feet down to the 25. How about that run from Keyshawn Gant?
There is a flag that may be a hold on Covington. This one may end up coming back.
Not in the typical area of holding, but after that type of play, you got to wonder what it's going to be.
It came in toward the end of the play as the tackle was happening.
Lomax seemed to be pointing towards Munford. Lomax wants his crowd to get a little pumped up, and I think they're going to pick that flag up and let them go with it. 19 seconds remain on the clock. It's stopped because of the first down. 1st and 10 from the Munford 24. Oh, beg your pardon, make that the 20-yard line.
It will be a 5-yard penalty against Munford there. It just took them a minute to move the football.
So now 1st and 5 coming up. Still got to get the chains reset here. 2 backs in the backfield for Lomax. 1 wide out on the far right side. There's the snap, looking for that wide out. It's a curl pattern on the far sideline. Caught at the 20, and not much further than that. Now 12 seconds left to play here in the first half.
They're going to have to spike the ball and take 1 throw at it.
Yeah, they are going to have to clock it and do it quick. 5 seconds remaining, 4 seconds, 3, 2, 1. They did not get it off.
They didn't get it off in time.
They did not get it off. They're going to – they throw a flag there too?
There does seem to be a flag thrown there. I'm not sure what they could be.
And it will be a delay of game there, I guess, against Covington, but they're going to wave that one off. The 2 teams will head to the locker room. We've had quite a first half of football so far. In our first game of the Tubetown Rivalry Series, the Munford Cougars lead the Covington Chargers 6-0. We're going to tally up some halftime stats for you, and we're going to be talking with a special guest from the National Guard when we come back here on the Tubetown Rivalry Series.
We're gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay, sweetheart. It's gonna be okay, sweetheart. We're gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay.
Every 8 minutes, the American Red Cross provides a place to stay, financial assistance, and hope. Help now.
Stay in the game with the Ritter Communications Triple Play. Catch all the action with Ritter Digital TV. Tons of sports channels, plus DVR to watch games on your schedule. Track your teams and check out video highlights with mega fast internet speeds up to 100 meg. Plus talk sports all you want with Ritter Phone with unlimited local and long distance calling. Get the winning combination. Call or visit RitterCommunications.com today for Ritter Triple Play.
Introducing Ritter Home Security. Ritter takes care of protecting what's most important to you, from threats like unwelcome visitors and fire, to making your life easier by putting the control of your home at your fingertips. Use the free app to shut the garage, lock the door, turn off lights, arm the system, and more. You can even turn back the thermostat to help save money on your energy bill. Plus, get a snapshot when your kids get home. It's smart, beautiful, convenient, and ready for your busy life. Ritter Home Security.
Until you've seen how fast it really is, some people's reaction to Ritter's 100 megabit internet might be like, 100 mega, huh? Here's how we describe it. Mega beautiful, mega fast, mega blast, mega party, mega Ritter. There's no end to your online possibilities with up to 100 meg internet speeds. In a word, that means mega fun. If you're not getting your high-speed internet from Ritter, you should. Call 888-336-4466 today. Only from Ritter Communications, right by you.
Introducing Ritter's new whole home DVR solution, the better way to watch TV. Record up to 6 of your favorite programs at the same time and watch them in up to 5 different rooms throughout your home. Manage your recordings, set parental controls, and more from your smartphone or tablet from the free Follow Me TV app. The best part, equipment starts at only $25 per month when added to an existing TV package. We just revolutionized the way you watch TV. Ritter Communications, right by you.
My late friend James Gandolfini and I got to know a lot of combat vets over the years when we were in Iraq and in Afghanistan. And it guts me to know that 22 of you are taking your own lives every day. Yeah, I play tough guys in the movies, but yous are the real tough guys. And the toughest thing to do sometimes is look for help. I want you to know, reaching out is an act of strength. And our friends at Wounded Warrior Project are here to help. You don't have to go it alone.
High-speed internet for every grown-up, grandparent, kid, teen, and in between. Ritter's got it. Every JPEG, MPEG, and GIF for the working mom or the working stiff, loaded in a GIF. Whether you're a blogger, gamer, or pixel tamer, don't be a slow-speed blamer. Don't waste your time waiting to load that page. Get Ritter high-speed internet. It's all the rage.
There's no end to your online possibilities with up to 100 meg internet speeds. Only from Ritter Communications, right by you.
Introducing Ritter's new whole home DVR solution, the better way to watch TV. Record up to 6 of your favorite programs at the same time. And watch them in up to 5 different rooms throughout your home. Manage your recordings, set parental controls, and more from your smartphone or tablet from the free Follow Me TV app. The best part, equipment starts at only $25 per month when added to an existing TV package. We just revolutionized the way you watch TV. Ritter Communications, right by you.
We welcome you back to Munford, Tennessee, where the Munford Cougars are on top of the Covington Chargers at halftime. 6-0 is your score, and it has been a fantastic game so far. Andy Maness and Chad Gatlin here. Appreciate you joining us on this Friday night. Chad, before we talk to our special guest, just give us your thoughts on the first half. A very even-keeled first game outside the last 2 minutes of that second quarter when Chaz Hayes scored our only touchdown of the evening.
Well, absolutely. Just as we expected, both teams ran the ball mostly. The clock kept running, so we had a quick first half. It seemed like it was over in a flash. But that one score by Chaz Hayes is what made the difference. There were a lot of fourth downs and a lot of going for it on fourth down, even when Covington was in their own territory. But I don't think they were satisfied with what they could do with the punt, and I think they're afraid of what Kylan Washington can do with the punt, and they think their chances are just as good to go for it on fourth down if they're anywhere near the 30-yard line.
We'll talk a little bit more about the first half here in a moment. We want to talk to our special guest while he's here. We've got Justin Williams joining us of the National Guard, and we appreciate you joining us tonight. It's military appreciation tonight, so we appreciate you being here.
Yeah, well, thank you for having me, Andy.
Yeah, absolutely. So just tell us a little bit about your involvement of this evening. I mean, obviously there's several military members here tonight. Just talk about what you guys are here for.
Yes, sir. Yeah, there's actually quite a bit going on tonight. Everything from the presenting of the colors, but what we actually brought out tonight was the football helmet and the tunnel for the opposing team and the home team to run through. So just basically representing the National Guard as a hometown involvement that we do a lot with the community. So, and I appreciate you and Chad having me this afternoon.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, now a lot of kids in high school, when they graduate, you'll hear them announce it at graduation. A lot of kids end up going to the military in one form or the other. The Guard is one of those choices they make. It's a perfect time to do it in your life because it takes some time commitment up front. But after that, you go out, you get a regular job, but 2 weeks a month. I mean, 2 weeks a year, and 1 weekend a month, you go and serve your country.
You're exactly right. We're a part-time service with full-time benefits. The Tennessee just rolled out something called the Tennessee Strong Act. It pays for any in-state tuition up to a 4-year degree. It's something that the Governor Haslam's Drive to 55 Act, he's pushing out. So that's something that we're doing to help the state guardsmen for the state of Tennessee. So it's something we haven't really had. And also for the high school kids who want to make a little bit of extra paycheck, it's a career direction.
You also talked about the National Guard's work in the community, and one thing a lot of people don't necessarily equate with the National Guard, but something they do is emergency disaster relief in the local communities.
You're exactly right. We've done the Gatlinburg fires this year, last year, and we've done a lot of different things for the state of Tennessee throughout the years. We've also been involved with the Katrina hurricanes back years ago. Just different things we actually do for the community. Yeah, but it is a great organization. Not only does it help us federally, but it helps us statewide.
What's the website they can go to for more information on the National Guard and all of their efforts?
They can go to www.nationalguard.com, or they can call 1-800-GO-GUARD, and that actually helps out. Or if they want to talk to a local recruiter, they can give me a call at 731-234-3166. I have that cell on me night and day, and I'm always working.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, Justin, we certainly appreciate you coming up here and joining us and spending some time with us. Just talk about how, what kind of impact that this can make in the life of someone from a small community. I mean, me, myself, I'm from a small community. It's always good to have this type of organization come to town and show young men and women, hey, this is what you can make of your life if you put out the effort.
Yeah, well, that's a great point, because a lot of people from small communities, they don't want to leave home because they're a close-knit community. So we actually send kids and people who enlist off to training, then we bring them back to that community that they left from. So they're now even more contributing to that community.
And this opens up, as we talked about a minute ago, you said, it's a part-time service with full-time benefits, but one of the things it can provide you is with an excellent job somewhere down the future. I mean, you talk about helping out your community, you're talking about, firefighting, police officers, things of that nature, anything that you can do to give back to your community. This type of service opens up doors into those types of jobs.
You're exactly right. It's a lot of these kids don't have a lot of work experience, and you can graduate from a 4-year degree and you don't have a lot of work experience on your resume, and you won't get that job even though you have said degree. So it's another resume building point for you.
Do you guys try to guide recruits into specific fields when they go to college, or are they just, you said that it pays for any in-state tuition. Do you guys kind of guide towards what majors that you think would work best for them?
I wouldn't say we really guide with what majors. Now, if they're looking to get into military police, we can get them with a counselor and we can discuss their options, whether they're wanting to be part of a 3-letter agency like FBI, CIA, anything like that, or if they're wanting to do just a criminal justice route, whatnot.
Okay.
So, yeah, but we're opening doors, opportunities.
Well, again, we appreciate you joining us here on Military Appreciation Night. We'll let you get back down and handle some more business here in just a minute.
Thank you guys for having me, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
Again, Justin Williams of the National Guard joining us here on the Tubetown Rivalry Series halftime show. We're going to take another quick break, and when we come back, we'll continue to break down this first half of action and get you ready for the second half of football between Munford and Covington. That's coming up next here on the Tubetown Rivalry Series.
Be okay, sweetheart. It's gonna be okay, sweetheart. We're gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay.
Every 8 minutes, the American Red Cross provides a place to stay, financial assistance, and hope. Help now.
Stay in the game with the Ritter Communications Triple Play. Catch all the action with Ritter Digital TV. Tons of sports channels, plus DVR to watch games on your schedule. Track your teams and check out video highlights with mega fast internet speeds up to 100 meg. Plus talk sports all you want with Ritter Phone with unlimited local and long distance calling. Get the winning combination. Call or visit RitterCommunications.com today for Ritter Triple Play.
Introducing Ritter Home Security. Ritter takes care of protecting what's most important to you, from threats like unwelcome visitors and fire, to making your life easier by putting the control of your home at your fingertips. Use the free app to shut the garage, lock the door, turn off lights, arm the system, and more. You can even turn back the thermostat to help save money on your energy bill. Plus, get a snapshot when your kids get home. It's smart, beautiful, convenient, and ready for your busy life. Ritter Home Security.
Until you've seen how fast it really is, some people's reaction to Ritter's 100 megabit internet might be like, 100 mega, huh? Here's how we describe it. Mega beautiful, mega fast, mega blast, mega party, mega Ritter. There's no end to your online possibilities with up to 100 meg internet speeds. In a word, that means mega fun. If you're not getting your high-speed internet from Ritter, you should. Call 888-336-4466 today. Only from Ritter Communications, right by you.
Introducing Ritter's new whole home DVR solution, the better way to watch TV. Record up to 6 of your favorite programs at the same time. And watch them in up to 5 different rooms throughout your home. Manage your recordings, set parental controls, and more from your smartphone or tablet from the free Follow Me TV app. The best part, equipment starts at only $25 per month when added to an existing TV package. We just revolutionized the way you watch TV. Ritter Communications, right by you.
My late friend James Gandolfini and I got to know a lot of combat vets over the years when we were in Iraq and in Afghanistan. And it guts me to know that 22 of you are taking your own lives every day. Yeah, I play tough guys in the movies, but yous are the real tough guys. And the toughest thing to do sometimes is look for help. I want you to know, reaching out is an act of strength. And our friends at Wounded Warrior Project are here to help. You don't have to go it alone.
High-speed internet for every grown-up, grandparent, kid, teen, and in between. Ritter's got it. Every JPEG, MPEG, and GIF for the working mom or the working stiff, loaded in a GIF. Whether you're a blogger, gamer, or pixel tamer, don't be a slow-speed blamer. Don't waste your time waiting to load that page. Get Ritter high-speed internet. It's all the rage.
There's no end to your online possibilities with up to 100 meg internet speeds. Only from Ritter Communications, right by you.
Introducing Ritter's new whole home DVR solution, the better way to watch TV. Record up to 6 of your favorite programs at the same time. And watch them in up to 5 different rooms throughout your home. Manage your recordings, set parental controls, and more from your smartphone or tablet from the free Follow Me TV app. The best part, equipment starts at only $25 per month when added to an existing TV package. We just revolutionized the way you watch TV. Ritter Communications, right by you.
Welcome back to the Tubetown Rivalry Series halftime show. Andy Manus and Chad Gatlin here with you. Got about 4 minutes before we get set for the third quarter. Munford leading Covington 6-0. Covington is going to get the ball to start the third quarter as they kicked it away to begin tonight's football game. Chad, we were talking just moments ago, and this has been a game that until the last couple of minutes of that second half, Covington had not been able to get anything going offensively. Finally able to get into Munford territory using that no-huddle approach, kind of changing up their play calling just a tad because of the clock situation, and they still haven't been able to find the end zone, though.
No, and they just weren't able to clock the ball in time. They could have gotten one more shot at it, but they could not get lined up in time there at the end. And so they had to go into the locker room with nothing on the scoreboard after getting all that momentum. You saw Munford grinding it out on the ground, although we have seen Davenport drop back and throw a couple of times. One in particular was a great pass that he laid in for number 2. I'm sorry.
It's actually Will Hankins.
Will Hankins, number 8, Will Hankins. I was having trouble again with numbers. But, yeah, for number 8, Will Hankins. You see there, though, dominated by rushing, just like last year, just like the year before. 108 rushing yards for Munford, 94 for Covington. In the passing yards, only 21 for Covington and only 41 for Munford.
And a big part of that coming from that pass you mentioned moments ago.
That's right, yes, a big chunk of that. They're basically even other than that. And so there you see the total yards for each team. Munford outgaining Covington because Munford's defense has been very stifling to Covington, all except for that last drive. Most of the yards Covington gained in the first half came in that last drive.
Oh, you're absolutely right, because they started, I want to say, somewhere near their own 20-yard line, and almost took it the length of the football field after that. So you're absolutely right, getting a large percentage of those yards there in that final drive. We'll see if they can carry some of that momentum here into the third quarter. Again, the Covington Chargers receiving the football first in the third quarter. That's when we return after these messages on the Tubetown Rivalry Series, Munford and Covington.
We're gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay, sweetheart. It's gonna be okay, sweetheart. We're gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay.
Every 8 minutes, the American Red Cross provides a place to stay, financial assistance, and hope. Help now.
Stay in the game with the Ritter Communications Triple Play. Catch all the action with Ritter Digital TV. Tons of sports channels, plus DVR to watch games on your schedule. Track your teams and check out video highlights with mega fast internet speeds up to 100 meg. Plus talk sports all you want with Ritter Phone with unlimited local and long distance calling. Get the winning combination. Call or visit RitterCommunications.com today for Ritter Triple Play.
Introducing Ritter Home Security. Ritter takes care of protecting what's most important to you, from threats like unwelcome visitors and fire, to making your life easier by putting the control of your home at your fingertips. Use the free app to shut the garage, lock the door, turn off lights, arm the system, and more. You can even turn back the thermostat to help save money on your energy bill. Plus, get a snapshot when your kids get home. It's smart, beautiful, convenient, and ready for your busy life. Ritter Home Security.
Until you've seen how fast it really is, some people's reaction to Ritter's 100 megabit internet might be like, 100 mega, huh? Here's how we describe it. Mega beautiful, mega fast, mega blast, mega party, mega Ritter. There's no end to your online possibilities with up to 100 meg internet speeds. In a word, that means mega fun. If you're not getting your high-speed internet from Ritter, you should. Call 888-336-4466 today. Only from Ritter Communications, right by you.
Introducing Ritter's new whole home DVR solution, the better way to watch TV. Record up to 6 of your favorite programs at the same time. And watch them in up to 5 different rooms throughout your home. Manage your recordings, set parental controls, and more from your smartphone or tablet from the free Follow Me TV app. The best part, equipment starts at only $25 per month when added to an existing TV package. We just revolutionized the way you watch TV. Ritter Communications, right by you.
My late friend James Gandolfini and I got to know a lot of combat vets over the years when we were in Iraq and in Afghanistan. And it guts me to know that 22 of you are taking your own lives every day. Yeah, I play tough guys in the movies, but yous are the real tough guys. And the toughest thing to do sometimes is look for help. I want you to know, reaching out is an act of strength. And our friends at Wounded Warrior Project are here to help. You don't have to go it alone.
High-speed internet for every grown-up, grandparent, kid, teen, and in between. Ritter's got it. Every JPEG, MPEG, and GIF for the working mom or the working stiff, loaded in a GIF. Whether you're a blogger, gamer, or pixel tamer, don't be a slow-speed blamer. Don't waste your time waiting to load that page. Get Ritter high-speed internet. It's all the rage.
There's no end to your online possibilities with up to 100 meg internet speeds. Only from Ritter Communications, right by you.
Introducing Ritter's new whole home DVR solution, the better way to watch TV. Record up to 6 of your favorite programs at the same time. And watch them in up to 5 different rooms throughout your home. Manage your recordings, set parental controls, and more from your smartphone or tablet from the free Follow Me TV app. The best part, equipment starts at only $25 per month when added to an existing TV package. We just revolutionized the way you watch TV. Ritter Communications, right by you.
Welcome back to Munford. Andy Manus and Chad Gatlin here with you, ready to start the third quarter of action between the Munford Cougars and the Covington Chargers. The Chargers trailing 6-0 as we get set to start this third quarter. Covington will, however, receive the football first here to start the second half. Munford got their special teams unit on the field, as does the Covington Chargers, and we're about set to go here. I think they're waiting on the okay from the head referee, and he's just giving it. So 2 men back deep to return for the Chargers. One of those men, Quentin Booker. And I believe on the other side over there, that might be Cordarius Page. Deep kick will be taken by Booker at the 5-yard line. Out to the 10, the 15, the 20. 25-30. Found a seam up the middle of the field at the 35, down to the 36-yard line. And Quentin Booker with a pretty hefty return there for the Covington Chargers to start the third quarter.
great kick return there by Booker, and you saw he found the hole up the middle. It opened up for him, but he also was able to avoid the first tackle with a little spin and get some extra yardage out of it, and this is the best starting field position for Covington all night.
Absolutely. They're only 15 yards from midfield, have only been into Cougar territory once so far this evening, and as we've talked about during the halftime show, came right at the end of that second quarter when they switched to their no-huddle offense. So 2 backs in the backfield for Lomax. It'll be Gant and Page. Gant to the right, Page to the left. Booker is lined up, that's Ladarius Griggs lined up out wide on the right side for Lomax, and some officials heading over here to the Munford sideline. I think we've got a hold up in play for some reason. Not quite sure what's going on. They may be checking the game clock.
I think that's what it is the game clock has continued to run.
See, he's got a remote in his his hands there, and he's pointing over here to the sideline where we can't see. So I believe they are taking care of a game clock situation over here, a play clock situation rather, and now it looks like we're set to go. So 1st and 10 now for the Chargers from their own 35-yard line. Handoff to the right for Page. Page unable to cross the line of scrimmage. They'll drop him for a yard, bringing up 2nd and 11, and we're right back where we started in the first half with the Covington Chargers on their first play out of the gate in the third quarter.
And that Munford defense, the defensive line of Munford most times is just suffocating this Covington run game.
I don't know if that was Will Smith in there on that tackle. It looked like I saw a 3-8 in there, but Will Smith, a senior for Munford, laying the lumber there on Kadarius Page.
He was good in Independence Day.
He was good. Bad Boys 2 as well. Handoff running to the right. And looks like might have picked up a couple of yards. That was Gant on the carry there. I think he got back to the original line of scrimmage, maybe spot him a yard there. It'll bring up 3rd and 9.
And you see big Ryan Hodge there getting in on the play for the Munford defense. And they'll bring him out and bring in somebody just as big as him.
Well, you said it earlier in the game. They are switching in defensive linemen in and out because they have the depth to do so. You wonder if the Covington's wall might break first because they might run out of gas. 3rd and long coming up. Handoff goes to Gant. Gant lowers his head and rumbles forward. He gets across the 40-yard line, but he won't get much further than that. It will bring up 4th down, a pickup of about 4 yards on the carry.
These 3rd down calls are really starting to boggle my mind, Andy. I mean,
it's a 3rd and long. I mean,
I don't see why you don't throw the ball. The only time you've thrown the ball, you've been successful. Why you don't give it to Lomax and try to get more yardage out of those 3rd and long situations.
Well, 4th and short coming up here. They've got their punt team on the field. Let's see if they run another fake here. Kylan Washington back deep to return this one for the Cougars. Lomax takes the snap, gets away a great punt, taken by Washington at the 20. Cuts back to the middle of the field. He's across the 30, the 40. He's at midfield, the 50. Just the punter left a beat, and Lomax takes him down. What a great open field tackle by Brock Lomax. If not for him, that's 6 points on the board for the Cougars, courtesy of Kylan Washington. We talked about his return skills earlier this evening, but how about that run up the middle?
The 2 people on your team who never tackle are the kicker and the quarterback, and the quarterback for Covington just came up with a touchdown saving tackle.
One man left to beat here, and it's Lomax. Look at Lomax break down, and Washington did with all of his might try to avoid him, but he couldn't get by him. 1st and 10, great field position for the Cougars from Covington's 35-yard line. Davenport will keep it himself. He's across the 30, the 25 as he cuts back up to the middle of the field and will be brought down at about the 24-yard line, enough to move the chains yet again for the Munford Cougars.
And back on that punt return, that's why you've seen Covington going for it on 4th down a lot and not punting the ball, because that's what Kylan Washington can do to you on a punt return.
Absolutely. You alluded to it earlier, and that you were proven correct moments ago. 9:15 left to play in the 3rd. Big 1st down run by Davenport moments ago. Now 1st and 10 from the Covington 25. Davenport will keep it himself again, this time rumbling up the middle as opposed to the outside, still able to pick up close to 5 yards.
I think that was a busted play, Andy. It looked like one of the backs hit Davenport.
We'll take another look on the replay.
Davenport realized he wasn't coming across where he thought he would and had to go ahead and take it forward, but I don't think that was the way it was drawn up.
They nearly took his jersey off of him there on that tackle. He had it up around his neck as he walked back to the huddle. Had to have a little help pulling it back down over his shoulder pads. 2nd and about 6 to go here. Man goes in motion. Hand off to Hayes. Hayes with the stutter step will get past the 20-yard line as he squirts through 2 defenders, and that'll bring up 3rd and manageable for the Cougars. A pickup of about 3, maybe 4 yards on the ground. Brings up 3rd and 4.
A lot of misdirection in this new Cougar offense. You see them almost every play. There will be backs running in opposite directions, and each play, almost each play at least, includes a fake.
Absolutely right, some sort of option, and Davenport has done a great job reading that tonight. Here's another option. He'll keep it himself this time, running to the left, and he will get down very near the 1st down marker, and that was, we'll see if they want to measure it now. If not, it'll be 4th down and inches. Well, maybe not inches, more like a yard. So it will be 4th down coming up. We'll see if they want to attempt another attempt a field goal here. They're going to go for it.
Go ahead and go for it.
2 wide receivers.
I wouldn't be surprised to see a counter.
Well, they handed off to Robertson instead up the middle, and he had no problems getting that 1st down. It looked like Covington just caved in and let him walk up the middle.
Well, that's the beauty of the offense that they're running, though, is when you have your offensive linemen pull and open up holes in different places every time, and the quarterback reads whether or not they've done that job. And if they haven't, he tosses it to the outside. If they had, he goes ahead and completes the handoff. And that's what helps this offense work, and that's why that hole opened up there.
Well, and it also helps a little bit when you've got Davenport, who's done a great job reading those options tonight. You've got Washington on one side and Chaz Hayes on the other. Robertson will take this handoff up the middle, bounces off one defender as he crosses the 10-yard line, and I think he gets down to about the 9, maybe the 8 as he rumbles forward. But again, and now they're having to calm down some of the chit-chat that is going out on the football field. They've got one of their players grabbed him. I think that's Chris Farrell. They've got wrangled around the jersey there, trying to pull him back into their huddle. I noticed it while you were talking a moment ago. He was chit-chatting with some of the players on defense, and now they finally grab him and pull him back. And actually, I do believe that's actually Colin Williams out there.
It's certainly a game that can get chippy, being a rivalry game.
A run to the right this time for Robertson. He'll get down near the 5-yard line. And that's going to bring up 3rd down. They can still manage to get a 1st down without scoring a touchdown. Get it down to what looks to be about the 4-yard line, I would say, to get the 1st down and make it 1st and goal.
And that's probably what they're thinking here, is to just run a little maybe offset with Chaz Hayes here.
Or maybe they take a shot at the end zone here. Hayes goes in motion. Davenport bobbled the snap, and he'll wisely just fall down on top of it. Dangerous situation there, but Davenport covered it up nicely.
Davenport much more heads up this year than he was last
No doubt.
year. I mean, absolutely. You've seen his maturity level raised tremendously.
You saw him hesitate quite a bit last year, especially, as you mentioned, when he was rolling out of the pocket, didn't have blockers in front of him. It got a little squirrely and didn't quite know what he was doing, but now you're absolutely right. Looks a lot more poised this year. And now a 4th down play coming up. It's 4th and 5 after that bobbled snap, and they're going to go for it here. 2 wide receivers, one on either side of Davenport. Hayes is on the left, trying to draw the defense off sides there with a hard count. And they're going to call a timeout with 4:48 left to play here in the 3rd quarter. So
wanted to get that jump and couldn't get it.
Now they'll talk things over. come back and do it again. We'll take a quick break alongside with them again. 4:48 left to play in the third quarter. Munford still leading Covington 6-0 here in the Tubetown Rivalry Series.
Stay in the game with the Ritter Communications Triple Play. Catch all the action with Ritter Digital TV. Tons of sports channels plus DVR to watch games on your schedule. Track your teams and check out video highlights with mega fast internet speeds up to 100 meg. Plus talk sports all you want with Ritter Phone with unlimited local and long distance calling. Get the winning combination. Call or visit RitterCommunications.com today for Ritter Triple Play.
Andy Maness and Chad Gatlin back here with you in the third quarter. 4:48 left to play. 4th and 5 coming up for the Munford Cougars. They've got it down on the Covington 7-yard line, and a chance to maybe either kick it through the uprights for 3 points or might go for it here on 4th to try to put it in the end zone. If they do go for it and don't get it, that puts Covington at one of their worst field positions of the night, if not the worst.
Well, Davenport is going in to hold.
And out to kick right now is Logan Beadle. He is a sophomore for the Cougars. Kick is up, and that one looked like it went through. There's the signal, and it did. 9-0 is now your score after the field goal from Beadle. And we will take a quick break as they get the kickoff team set up. Again, 9-0, Munford leading Covington, 4:48 left to play in the third.
Introducing Ritter Home Security. Ritter takes care of protecting what's most important to you, from threats like unwelcome visitors and fire, to making your life easier by putting the control of your home at your fingertips. Use the free app to shut the garage, lock the door, turn off lights, arm the system, and more. You can even turn back the thermostat to help save money on your energy bill. Plus, get a snapshot when your kids get home. It's smart, beautiful, convenient, and ready for your busy life. Ritter Home Security.
Andy Maness and Chad Gatlin back here with you in the third quarter. 4:48 left to play, and a field goal just moments ago by Logan Beidle. Said Beadle a while ago. It's actually Beidle. Makes it 9-0 in favor of Munford. Kick taken at the 15-yard line and tripped over the 20.
And he had some daylight.
Fell forward to about the 24-yard line. That 20-yard line just jumped out of the ground and grabbed him. And he doesn't want to get up. He says, "I'm good, guys. I just want to lay here for a little bit." Hopefully he just got the wind knocked out of him there.
I think it's either that or a cramp.
Again, it is hot and humid out here tonight, and we have seen a few players kind of lay on the ground and need to be stretched out a little bit, and that could have been what tripped him up, honestly. I don't know if you've ever tried to run with a cramp before, and that's exactly what they're doing. They're trying to rub it out right now. I'm telling you, if you've ever tried to run with a cramp, it is it's pretty difficult to do, first of all. Pretty painful to do, second of all. Feels like somebody's just grabbed you by the back of your calf muscle and squeezing on it, and that's the only way to get rid of that cramp too. So that's what they're out there doing right now, just trying to work it out. Coach has always said to drink pickle juice.
Not maybe the best thing you could taste, but I've always heard it's the best thing for it.
Something about
they just continue to stretch him out, and so a cramp got him, and he had a lot of room to go on that kick return, and it could have been another big one, but things like this happen.
So 4:22 left to play here in the third quarter. While they get him stretched out here, we're going to go ahead and step aside for a quick break. And when we come back, it'll be Covington football right about their own 20-yard line here on the Tubetown Rivalry Series.
My late friend James Gandolfini and I got to know a lot of combat vets over the years when we were in Iraq and in Afghanistan. And it guts me to know that 22 of you are taking your own lives every day. Yeah, I play tough guys in the movies, but yous are the real tough guys. And the toughest thing to do sometimes is look for help. I want you to know, reaching out is an act of strength. And our friends at Wounded Warrior Project are here to help. You don't have to go it alone.
Andy Maness and Chad Gatlin back here with you in the third quarter. Munford and Covington. Munford leading this one 9-0. Covington's got the football right now. They just returned to kickoff, and Quentin Booker caught a cramp as soon as he caught the football. It looked like happened at the exact same time. He took off running and immediately tripped up and fell down. They're still trying to stretch him out. So thankfully the injury not much, not more serious than that, or so it appears. Again, just trying to stretch him out. And I think they may have been giving him pickle juice just now. They had that Gatorade bottle down there, and he did not look like he wanted what was in it. But you see he's getting up and kind of making his way off the field now. Hope to see him back out there tonight because he's made a couple of heady plays for the Covington Chargers. And now still the two teams still jawing against each other. Booker out there having some words with one of the Cougars as he makes his way back to the sideline.
Always a competitive game, and here we are in another low-scoring affair over halfway through the third quarter.
So Lomax will step back under center. He's got Gant to his right and Page to his left. It's going to be a handoff to Page. Page runs into a gray wall. He's still on his feet trying to churn his legs and keep them moving, and
he was just trapped between too many people. No one actually had their hands on him. But
he had his legs caught up in that pile of people.
I want to say a lot of people have noticed on the fire department's ladder truck in different places you see on the field the Huey Strong hashtag and the purple and yellow ribbon. That's for an incoming freshman who would have been playing for Covington tonight but was diagnosed with cancer and is fighting that right now.
So great show of support here from the community as far as that goes. Second down run for Covington, met again by a wall of Cougars, and they cannot break the gray dam tonight. It is holding up strong.
I am telling you, you see Jashawn Adele get in there on that one, and there's the Huey Strong banner I was talking about a minute ago. The young man, Jackson Huey, he just found a bump on his head, and no one thought it was a very big deal. He went to the doctor, and it turned out to be cancer. And so now battling that at St. Jude, and we wish all the best to him and his family.
Absolutely. Got another player down on the field right now, hopefully just suffering some cramps. This time looks like it could, I think it's a Munford Cougar down this time. But again, St. Jude is a great cause to support for that reason alone. They help so many children and so many families through such terrible and trying times. So again, if you get an opportunity to donate any time or money to St. Jude, it's a great cause. This is, you're talking about a place where no family ever has to pay for anything there, and that's because of the donations they receive on a daily basis. So such a great cause there, and we certainly wish Huey the best. Well, we got another player down on the field. We're going to step aside for another quick break while they work this cramp out. 3:31 left to play here in the third quarter. Munford leading Covington 9-0.
Until you've seen how fast it really is, some people's reaction to Ritter's 100 megabit internet might be like, 100 mega, huh? Here's how we describe it. Mega beautiful, mega fast, mega blast, mega party, mega Ritter. There's no end to your online possibilities with up to 100 meg internet speeds. In a word, that means mega fun. If you're not getting your high-speed internet from Ritter, you should. Call 888-336-4466 today. Only from Ritter Communications, right by you.
Andy Maness and Chad Gatlin back here with you. Third quarter, 3:31 left to play. Munford leading Covington 9-0. Covington with the ball right now on their own 25-yard line. 3rd and 9 coming up. Pass over to the far sideline. Incomplete. Looking to get a hold of Ladarius Greggs over there on the far sideline, but had a defender right in his face. Couldn't reel it in.
It was a bullet from Lomax, and honestly, Griggs should have probably been able to get a hand on that. It was a little hot coming out, but
it had to be.
It had to be, and you've got to make those plays to make the conversions. I do think that is the right call there on 3rd and long. It just didn't work out for him that time.
So now Lomax back to punt this one away, and again Washington back deep to return for the Cougars. He's standing on the Munford 40-yard line. Let's see if they give him an opportunity to take this one back to the house. 3:19 left to play in the third. Lomax takes the snap, punts it away. Washington's going to have to field it off of a hop here, and actually he's just going to let it roll wisely. Kind of played bait a little bit with that one. He wanted to see if they were going to run after it, and they did, and so they'll down it at the 35-yard line.
But Yeah, it was that was a wise decision by Washington to just let that one sit on the ground and not try to pick it up. You could see by the way it was coming end over end in the air that it might take a funny landing anyway.
Yeah, he didn't want to. You're exactly right. Did not want the chance trying to catch that one on the bounce. So 1st and 10 now for the Cougars. 3:08 left to play in the third. They'll start on their own 35-yard line. Hayes goes in motion, but it's a handoff up the middle for Robertson. Robertson will be taken down near the 40-yard line, might have picked up a yard, maybe a yard and a half. So the ground game, they are sticking to it here for the Munford Cougars.
They are, but surprisingly, Hayes is not handling the ball nearly as much as he did last year.
You're right. I mean, last year, even in that loss, the 7-point loss to Covington, he still had, I want to say, over 150 yards rushing by himself. So now here on 2nd down, they'll again hand it. No, it's Davenport on the keeper, able to shed a defender in the backfield, gets across the 40-yard line, able to turn nothing into something on that 2nd down play, and now it'll be 3rd and manageable. See, he got held up in the backfield here, but somehow was able to shake the defender, Jamal Mason, and pick up 3 to 4 extra yards. Now, if you're Coach Marty Wheeler, you're a little bit hot with Jamal Mason right now. Had the quarterback in the backfield dead to rights and could not bring him down.
He didn't do anything wrong. It was the sheer force of Davenport, the will of Davenport to get out from underneath the tackle.
2 wide receivers. Hayes goes in motion. Robertson with the handoff up the middle again. And now on 3rd and short, that play went nowhere. That's going to bring up 4th and 4. Make that 4th and 3 from the spot. They'll spot him at about the 44-yard line.
And they're not even thinking about punting this one. And it's odd. Munford has a preseason all-state punter and a guy who had great punting statistics last year, but they haven't put him to work at all in this game.
And they're not going to do it here on this 4th down situation either. 4th and 2 coming up, 2 wide receivers for Davenport. Robertson in the backfield, Hayes lined up to the left. Robertson gets the handoff. No, Davenport keeps it himself. Doesn't pitch it. He's going to get the 1st down, I believe. He crossed the 45, got down to about the 47. And judging from the referee on the far side of the field, he's at the 49.
And Davenport makes a great decision right here to hold on to the ball rather than try to toss it out because it probably would have been knocked down.
Yeah, Hayes wanted it, and, well, if he had been able to get it to Hayes had an open field in front of him, but you're right, it was getting it to him that would have been the issue there. Now under a minute left to play here in the 3rd quarter. 1st and 10 coming up. Davenport sends Washington in motion. Washington is going to take the handoff. Can't quite find the edge on the outside run. He'll pick up 2 yards on the carry, bringing up 2nd and 8. And now 30 seconds remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Cougars holding on to this 9-0 lead, and they may hold it into the 4th quarter. Let's see if they try to get off one more play here before the end of the 3rd. Clock ticking down now under 20 seconds. Washington is headed back to the sideline.
Both of these teams are really good up front in the trenches.
No doubt.
And they've both been able to hold off and not let too much up the middle break away for anything. And so it's going to come down to who can get on the outside and who can make the throws.
One more quarter left to see who's going to come out on top. 12 minutes remaining here in Munford. The Cougars on top of the Covington Chargers, 9-0, and we're headed to the 4th on the Tubetown Rivalry Series.
From Iraq and Afghanistan, our brave warriors are coming home, wounded. Some with wounds you can see, some with wounds you can't see. Wounded Warrior Project was created to support our men and women coming off the battlefield. Please help carry these warriors the rest of the way home. Get involved at woundedwarriorproject.org.
Manus and Chad Gatlin back here in Munford as we get set to start the 4th quarter between the Cougars and the Covington Chargers. Munford on top right now to start the 4th, 9-0. And they've got the football right at the 50-yard line. 2nd and 8 coming up for Nathan Davenport and his Cougar offense. Takes the snap, hands it to Hayes. Hayes trying to find that seam on the right side, and he's able to pick up maybe a yard on the second down carry. And here comes a late flag in at the end of the play, and I think we finally got some pushing and shoving, and now two flags from the same referee.
Well, we had a punch thrown there by Adele. I feel like he'll be ejected.
Oh, and he is getting an earful right now from Coach Markle.
Adele, that was just Sean Adele throwing a punch there. It didn't land, but he threw it. We've got another Munford player down.
Yeah, Cole Edrington looks like he's down on the field, and he's right at the 50, and he looks like he might have a cramp as well. He's kind of pointing down towards his leg, and yep, they're working on that calf right now. And again, two flags on this play. One of them clearly against Munford, as
I believe
some of the extracurriculars finally broke through tonight.
It may end up being offsetting because of the reaction by Covington, which would be a blown opportunity for them, and that's why you have to have discipline even if someone on the other team doesn't.
Yeah, it's not about who does what first. It's about what the referee sees and when he sees it. So they're going to get Edrington worked out here. They're going to bring him to the sideline and no doubt hand him some pickle juice. They handed him a styrofoam cup just then. I can only imagine that's what's in there. So they're going to announce the penalties now. Personal foul on Covington, and no doubt it's going to be personal foul on Munford as well, so they will offset. No!
Two personal fouls against Covington, so one of those will be accepted, one of those will be declined.
Wow. I did not see that coming, especially given the punch thrown by Jay-Sean Adele. So Jay-Sean Adele getting an earful on the sideline over here.
No, they're going to assess both penalties and get 30 yards here.
Oh, wow. That is a huge, huge break for Munford, and if I'm Coach Marty Wheeler, I'm none too happy about that whatsoever. Take a look at that last play that happened. Didn't quite stick around for the end of it, but 1st and 10 coming up nonetheless for Munford. Now deep inside the Covington territory, right at the Charger 20-yard line. Two wideouts for Davenport. Hayes is to his left. He'll hand it off. No, keep it himself. Davenport across the 15, dragging two defenders with him near the 10-yard line. Got very near the first down marker. Not quite enough, but it'll bring up 2nd and short.
And Washington is cramping now.
Yep, Washington reaching down, grabbing for his calf muscle, and I think they just need to pass that cup of pickle juice around here. That's exactly what they're doing there. Here comes the coach out with the styrofoam cup once again.
And
that is unbelievable. That makes you wonder, is it like an instantaneous relief? Or
I had not heard that, but who knows, maybe so.
Well, and they're telling him to, it looked like the coaches were telling him to just relax because he was tensing up and just told him don't move, just be loose. Again, if you've ever tried to do anything while you've got a cramp in one of your legs, it's not fun. It's not fun at all. So, again, a 2nd and 2 situation coming up.
You can still see his leg doesn't have all the mobility.
It looked like he just got off of a horse or something.
Right.
A little bit bow-legged.
Davenport, it took about 4 Covington Chargers to drag him down that time. It was a nice hard run up the middle.
Davenport is not a big guy, folks. He is listed at 5'9", 145, and Chad's right, dragging 2 defenders behind him on that last play. 2nd and 2 coming up now. Davenport with 3 backs. He'll send Hayes in motion. Pitch out to the right for Hayes. Hayes has got the blockers across the 10.
He's got the goal
got
line.
The 5, and he's in. Chaz Hayes with his 2nd touchdown of the night, and he might be cramping up a little bit now on the back end of that.
Chaz Hayes can find the pylon on the outside run, and that's what he did there, and he shook off the only guy who could get him, which was Booker. And no, it wasn't Booker. It was Donovan Dodson that had a hand on him but couldn't bring him down. And the outstanding Chaz Hayes, not with near as many yards as he usually has in a game, but 2 touchdowns for the Cougars.
So it looks like there was a flag on that previous play, perhaps. They're going to replay them now at 2nd and 12. It was 2nd and 2, 10-yard penalty. That would be holding. And
this
now
one's blown dead. And forget everything I said a moment ago.
Yeah, we had Chaz Hayes in the end zone, but a holding penalty negates that, and so we replay 2nd down, and now play blown dead before it starts, so it'll be a false start, backing them up 5 more yards. Now 2nd and 17. We went from a 2nd and 2 to having a touchdown scored. Now we're at 2nd and 17.
It's a game of not beating yourself, Andy, and Covington almost beat themselves, giving up 2 15-yard personal fouls
on
after
the same
one
play.
And now 15 yards of it has been gained back by Munford shooting themselves in the foot. One on a holding penalty and then a false start.
So 2nd and very long. This might be the longest situation they've been put into tonight. Robertson will get the handoff right up the middle, gets back to about the 25-yard line rather. So he gets a couple of that back. That'll only make it 3rd and 15 though. 10:54 remaining here in the 4th quarter. Still plenty of time left in the game for Covington to mount a comeback, but they are desperately going to need a stop on this drive here, and the odds are slightly in their favor at this moment with a 3rd and 15 coming up.
Look for Coach Markle to try to get a few more yards on a run this time, and then on 4th down try to take a shot at the end zone. The scoreboard and the clock are on their side right now.
Well, Davenport's going to throw it deep down the field on the left side. Got a man in the end zone. Touchdown.
No flags.
And that is Will Hankins on the reception. His 2nd huge catch of the night, and another beautifully thrown football by Nathan Davenport.
Absolutely. He drops back in the pocket, throws it up high over the defenders where only his man can get it. He comes down with it, and it's a touchdown for the Cougars. And now, if Covington doesn't speed up their offense, this one will be out of reach very quickly.
And now Hankins is on the sideline getting a cramp worked out as the extra point is on the way. And it's through the uprights good. 16-0, real quick and in a hurry for the Munford Cougars. A huge touchdown reception from Nathan Davenport to Will Hankins. And now Munford has opened this one wide open with 10:18 left to play in the 4th.
Stay in the game with the Ritter Communications Triple Play. Catch all the action with Ritter Digital TV. Tons of sports channels plus DVR to watch games on your schedule. Track your teams and check out video highlights with mega fast internet speeds up to 100 meg. Plus talk sports all you want with Ritter Phone with unlimited local and long distance calling. Get the winning combination. Call or visit RitterCommunications.com today for Ritter Triple Play.
Andy Manus and Chad Gatlin back here with you in the 4th quarter. The Munford Cougars just put in another touchdown. They scored one with Chaz Hayes in the first half. They thought they gave him a second one here in the 4th quarter. That touchdown negated by a holding penalty, but Nathan Davenport able to find the end zone courtesy of a huge pass to Will Hankins. Hankins hauls it in, and we've got a 16-0 ball game here with 10:18 left to play in the 4th quarter. Again, plenty of time left for Covington, but they're going to have to do something on this drive to get things started for them. There's the kick taken just outside the 10-yard line, across the 15 to the 20, now the 25, cut upfield to the 30, and now driven down by a host of defenders at about the 33-yard line. Again, decent field position for the Covington Chargers to start out this drive, but they're going to have to get the ball off the ground, make something happen through the air.
Absolutely. The clock is not their friend right now. You're going to have to see Brock Lomax finding receivers. Now, I said before, they're hurt because T.J. Smith was a big receiver for them last year when they did throw the ball. He's gone now. But in his place, you've got Ladarius Griggs. He's lining up right now on the far right. They've got 2 wide for, I believe, the first time tonight.
It is the first time tonight. They're still going to keep it on the ground. Lomax keeps it himself, running up the middle of the field. He's got daylight across the 50, the 40. It's a foot race to the finish across the 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. And just like that.
That quickly it can change. Brock Lomax.
Unbelievable run from Brock Lomax. He sprinted out of the backfield and took it the distance. No flags out on the football field. 6 points As you take a look at the replay, once he got out of the backfield, it was game over.
We said rely on his arm. He said, I think I'll rely on my legs. He found an open hole and all the way to the end zone on a quarterback keeper for Brock Lomax. Outstanding running. And at the end, just in a foot race, outran Jashawn Adele, who should have been ejected earlier, and now another player's down.
Yeah, that's Kylan Washington down with a cramp, and he's just kind of sitting there waiting on someone to come help him. Again, if you've got a cramp in your leg, it's difficult to move. I know I keep hammering that home, but man, what a run from Brock Lomax. And hey, that's exactly what I said needed to happen if you're the Covington Chargers. You got to make something happen in a hurry. But now, are they going to go for two and try to make it a one-possession ball game? Yeah, I think at this point they absolutely have to, Chad, because of the way that the Cougars have been able to keep the ball on the ground and eat up a lot of this game clock, especially the way they did in that third quarter. They ate up a lot of possession time in that third quarter, carried it over into the fourth.
And you'll see them. I believe you'll probably see Keyshawn Gant here just on a straight up the middle off tackle run to try to get this 2-point conversion.
Keyshawn Gant listed at 5'5", 165. He looks closer to 5'5", 175. A little bowling ball out there. You see him number 3 lined up on the left side of this offensive formation. Booker's lined up on the right, and there's Gant on the handoff. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Stopped just a yard short.
Oh.
They wrapped him up around the waist as he made his way to the end zone, and he is taken down just inches shy of that goal line. Take another look at this run from Brock Lomax, which makes it 16-6 with 9:56 left to play in the fourth quarter. Can Covington mount the comeback? We'll find out when we come back after this.
Just outstanding. Gosh.
Stay in the game. Stay in the game with the Ritter Communications Triple Play. Catch all the action with Ritter Digital TV. Tons of sports channels plus DVR to watch games on your schedule. Track your teams and check out video highlights with mega fast internet speeds up to 100 meg. Plus talk sports all you want with Ritter Phone with unlimited local and long distance calling. Get the winning combination. Call or visit RitterCommunications.com today for Ritter Triple Play.
Andy Maness and Chad Gatlin back here with you. 9:56 left to play in the fourth quarter. Covington trying to claw their way back in this one. Just scored a touchdown off of a huge run by Brock Lomax and could not capitalize on the 2-point conversion, making it 16-6. Still got a long road ahead of them, but now they've at least got points on the board and maybe a little momentum working their way. Do want to say thank you guys for joining us tonight. Those of you watching both online and on television, appreciate all of you guys joining us on YouTube. There's the kickoff. Short kick will go out of bounds at about the 35-yard line, and
that'll draw a flag.
Of course, that will give Covington some great field position, as Chad just mentioned. Not what Covington wanted to have happen after that touchdown.
It seemed like there was some confusion on the part of the kicker, Colby Mason. He kept looking to the sideline and as if he thought they were going to call for an onside kick, and when they didn't, I think it messed him up.
Well, and again, they also could be trying to avoid Kylan Washington at all costs, given the
that's true
great kick returning skills that he has.
That's true, too.
Hankins lined up here on the near side for Davenport. He's had 2 big catches tonight, including a touchdown reception. There's the snap. Davenport keeps it himself. And from scrimmage, about 4 yards on the first down play, bringing up 2nd and 6. And still a little bit of pushing after the play. But both teams headed back to their huddles now. 2nd and 6, 9:40 left to play here in the fourth quarter. Again, another run up the middle from Davenport. And he's a tough little guy, man.
Absolutely. And just, I'm still shocked at the maturation of this guy from last year to this year.
There's the snap, hands off to Robertson. Robertson with a big hole up the middle. He's going to get down across the 45-yard line. Picks up the first down. They'll mark him at the 46. He will move the chains and closer to midfield.
Not what you want to let happen if you're Covington. You don't want to let them be able to work the clock like this.
Again, they ate up a lot of game clock there in that third quarter, carried the ball over into the fourth. Now they have the opportunity to do it here or put more points on the board. 1st and 10 coming up. There's a run up the middle, and lowering his head and powering forward is again Robertson. Noah Robertson has been steady tonight for the Cougars. Adding into that ground and pound game, they've been running very successfully tonight. Covington just having a hard time figuring out which direction the ball is going to go. And again, several different options for the Cougars to work with. As you see Washington lined up on the right side over there. Robertson is in the backfield, and the dangerous Chaz Hayes is lined up here on the left. You see number 1 there at the end of that line. 4 down linemen coming for Covington. Handoff up the middle for Robertson, and great job by the Charger defense. Trying to see who that was in there on that tackle. Jonathan Mason with the initial hit, wrapping up Robertson and bringing up 3rd and short.
And Covington needs to get a stop here and on 4th down and get this ball back if they want to have a chance to get in this game.
Davenport fumbled it. He tried to keep it himself. Fumbled it, fell on top of it, but he still got down near the 1st down marker. I think he's about 1.5 yards shy, but that will bring up 4th down. And he's telling Coach Markle he wants to go for it. Just saw him signal, let's do it. Let's go for it.
And Covington takes a timeout here.
That's just, that's strange with this much time left in the 4th quarter. On 4th and 2. And he calls that before Munford even put anybody out on the field. You wonder if the train of thought is there. We'll see. 7:46 left to play here in the 4th quarter. Again, I want to say thanks to everybody who's joining us online tonight on our new YouTube channel. Appreciate you guys watching us there. And, of course, while you're browsing the internet tonight, head on over to Facebook and check out our new Tubetown Facebook page. Going to have all kinds of awesome stats and stories for you posted throughout the week as we get set for each game every week. And, of course, you can also check out highlights from tonight's game during the game.
It's just a great way to keep up with what's going on in local high school football is to make sure you like and follow that Tubetown Facebook page.
That's right. So now 4th and 2 coming up. There's the snap. Hand off to Robertson. Robertson falls forward, and he's going to get enough for the 1st down. They move the chains yet again. Well, I don't want to speak too quickly. We've had a couple of times tonight when it's needed to be measured, and now Chaz Hayes, he's standing out there at the 50 with his arms outspread. He's wondering why is it not a 1st down? No, it's not a 1st down. They call him short. They won't measure it for the 3rd time tonight.
If you look where the ball is, it's at least worth a measurement.
That is unbelievable. There's the hit. The knee is down, and he's across the 50. I'm not a referee, but I've got a picture right here in front of me.
The 1st down was somewhere around the 44. You see him cross the 45 there. I don't know if he got enough, but to me it would have been worth measuring.
Covington gets the ball back. Lomax will keep it again this time, trying to recreate that magic on their last drive.
He does get 11 out of it, and you wouldn't think that would be that open again.
He got a pretty hefty pickup there. Actually, they'll mark him down a few yards shy of that. They'll give him 9. Didn't quite give him the length of his body there.
Covington still needs 2 scores.
2nd and short coming up. Now we're under 7 minutes left in the ball game. 2 wide receivers, beg your pardon, for Lomax. He's going to hand it off. Gant running it up the middle, gets out to the 40-yard line, and he'll pick up the 1st down. They'll move the chains. The clock will stop momentarily at 6:48. So they're going to have to hustle back up to the line and get their play in rather quickly. 2 wide receivers again for Lomax. Clock starts. 2 back in the backfield. spins, hands it off to Page. Page runs right into that same gray wall that he's been running into all night long, and you got to wonder, when are they going to change the play calling there?
And you know, you may, well, now Munford's saying they recovered a ball.
Let's take a look at the replay here.
I believe he was down well before the ball came.
Oh, no, the football is down.
Oh,
the football
it is. It's out,
and he was nowhere near down.
And here it looks like Munford does recover it.
They're going to say Covington football still.
No, Munford recovers this one. Watch here. After you see the ball loose, it was definitely loose, and now scooped up, bobbled around, and recovered by a Munford player.
But they
don't have the benefit of replay that we have.
Chargers will still maintain possession of the football. 6:15 left to play in the fourth. Time is very much against them, and now the referees.
That is a big break for the Chargers to be able to retain possession there.
So a sideline warning actually just issued for the Covington Chargers. So referee had to take a moment to note that. Hand off to Page. No, Lomax kept it himself. He fumbled it. And who got it? The Cougars have it. Munford recovers the Lomax fumble.
If you take away one from us, we'll take the next one.
Take another look at the replay here. Lomax fakes the handoff, got ready to pitch it, and on the pitch, just had it knocked out of his hands.
And that is just a break you don't want. After catching a break on the one fumble, the situation rights itself, and Munford gets the ball back, but terrible news for Covington. They've got to make a stand here, or this is it, Andy.
Yep, this is definitely a last stand situation for the Chargers.
Flag on the play.
That came out rather early in that play, but they didn't blow it dead. It leads me to believe that it's either going to be holding or offsides on Covington. I'm going to lean in the direction of offsides on Covington, and we'll see what they say here. Came in from the sideline official, so no, false start. It's going to be a false start on Munford. So they'll back him up 5 yards, and we'll replay first down.
And so now Munford, they'll take a penalty here. And that's not what they want to do. They want to run clock. This is a pretty simple, straightforward thing for Munford here. What they've got to do is nobody make a mistake and hang on to the football, and you win the game.
I think you're absolutely right. Just stick with the game plan they've stuck with all night long. Had two men in motion at the same time that time as Davenport on the keeper stuffed in the backfield. They're going to have an illegal procedure penalty on them here with two men in motion at the same time.
And it'll go back another 5 yards. And if nothing else now, if Covington can get a stop, they can put themselves in good enough field position to score and still have time on the clock. It's still second down, however, so they're going to have to get 2 stops in a row and quickly.
You also have to, after getting the stops, going to have to score a touchdown and somehow get the ball back. 2 wide receivers for Davenport. Hayes lined up here on the left side. Washington on the right. Hayes is going to get the handoff. He's running to his right. He's got a blocker ahead of him as he crosses the 50, the 45, the 40. Down the far sideline, he's knocked out of bounds over there at about the 39-yard line. Another great pickup on the ground from the senior Chaz Hayes.
That was over 25 yards out of Chaz Hayes in one run.
Great blocking there, too, by his offensive line. And he is like greased lightning.
And honestly, had it not been there for Chucky Holden, he would have hit the end zone again. 1 touchdown in this game already, 1 that was called back.
This time Davenport on 1st and 10 from the Covington 40 is going to get about 4 yards on the pickup. They'll bring him down at about the 36-yard line, bringing up 2nd and 10. Now we're under the 5-minute mark here in the fourth quarter. A touchdown here from Munford would pretty much salt this one away. Covington still trying to hang on to a little sliver of hope, but it is dwindling with every second.
And believe it or not, in this rivalry game, this is the largest deficit that either team has had in the last few years.
You're absolutely right about that. Davenport takes the snap. He'll keep it himself, running right up the gut, still on his feet as he crosses the 30, now the 25, and he'll finally get pushed back, but not before he gets inside the 25-yard line, down to the 23, I believe.
And he took a shot from, I think it's Caleb Winfrey. And no, it's Marion Tipton just shoots in, and he's able to absorb that shot and still get forward momentum and gain more yardage out of it. And Davenport,
that was
impressive.
A great hit on defense, as you just pointed out, and you're right, Davenport somehow able to just bounce right off of that tackle, as you said, absorb it. Moves the chains yet again for the Cougars, and now they're inside 4 minutes left to play in the ball game. Almost nothing left to do but just salt this one away. I mean, a handful more plays and this one is over. And Covington, I believe, no, beg your pardon, that's going to be a timeout called by the Cougars. So,
and watch for them to go end zone right here and just go for the nail in the coffin.
That might be what Coach Markle wants to talk to him about.
It's really a very low-risk move for them if they decide to go that way.
Again, thanks for joining us tonight here on Tubetown, the Tubetown Rivalry Series. Something new we're doing this year. All of our games are going to be on YouTube Live, so you can watch them from anywhere. If you're at another ball game and you want to tune in, you could do that. If you just want to watch from the comfort of your own home, you can do that as well. Just look up Tubetown on YouTube. You can also check out our brand new Facebook page. Head over there and like that right now. It's Facebook.com/Tubetown Online. So again, thanks to all of you for tuning in tonight. 3:56 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Munford up 16-6 on top of Covington. They've got it 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line of Covington, coming out of the huddle after the timeout. Davenport will take his time getting the offense set up.
2 men out wide. Hankins, wide left here.
Keep an eye on him as he's had 2 big catches tonight. As Chad just mentioned a moment ago, they may take a shot at the end zone and just try to go ahead and put the nail in the coffin, as he said.
Single coverage, too. Safety help, but if they get him soon enough, they hand it off.
Yeah, Robertson takes the handoff, and he got met immediately by Satrikius Hall.
And honestly, Andy, though, tonight the heroes of this game for Munford is their defensive line.
Without a doubt.
They have stifled the Covington offense like I don't think Covington was prepared to see.
I think you're absolutely right. I mean, I mentioned the gray wall all night long. It's literally been a dam, and Covington has not been able to get a trickle through there yet.
Other than the long run from Brock Lomax, they've been great all night.
2nd and 10 coming up for Davenport. Surveys the field, takes the snap. Low snap, he couldn't field it, but he picks it up and runs with it. Now he's still on his feet, churning those legs as they bring him down at the 20-yard line. Somehow still managed to pick up a few yards on that after bobbling the snap. We've talked about it all night long. He's been much more poised, much more composed in his first game of his senior year than we saw him last year. And now we're going to have another timeout on the field. I haven't seen the referee signal yet. Each team still with 1 remaining. 2:58 left to play here in the ballgame, and the clock is stopped. But, again, I haven't seen them signal timeout for either side yet.
I haven't either, but
somebody took one.
Somebody did take one. They show both teams with 1 remaining. If Covington took that one, that would be their last one.
This is a last stand sort of situation for Coach Wheeler and the Chargers here. A 3rd and 7 situation coming up. It could get a chance to stop them and force 4th down, but the clock's going to continue to roll, and by that point it will be under 2 minutes.
It's a very far uphill climb if Covington were to try to do anything at this point in the game.
Hayes is on the left. It's Washington running from right to left who gets the handoff. He's across the 15-yard line before he's tripped up, and he'll roll. I think they'll mark him between the 14 and the 15. That's going to bring up 4th down, but I see a flag down at about the 21-yard line. That'll be behind the line of scrimmage.
Illegal shift on Munford. And so that play will come back. It'll still be 3rd down.
6 seconds
if I was
came off
the
the clock
Chargers,
there.
I'd decline that penalty.
Yeah,
With the clock situation as it is, you would think they would have declined the penalty. They had him at 4th and 3.
And now they've got it 3rd and 8. And, you know, we talked about him taking a shot at the end zone. Might try it here on 3rd down.
They might.
We're taking a little bit of time to get Davenport back out there in the huddle, so you wonder if this might be a dial-up situation. 4 down linemen for Covington. They've got three linebackers and 4 members back in the secondary. 2 wide receivers coming up for Davenport. And another flag comes flying out from the near sideline here in front of the Munford bench. 2:27 left to play here in the ball game, and
lined up in the neutral zone on Covington, and now they march it forward 5 yards. And so now Covington gets nothing for taking that penalty and gives Munford an extra down. And that's the way it works sometimes. When you're a coach, you just have to make a call and hope it works out the way you want it to. But in this case, all it did was give Munford an extra down to get the last 3 yards.
Yeah, a bit of a gamble there from Coach Marty Wheeler, and it did not work out for him. As you just mentioned, kind of negated everything that just happened now. So now we'll do it all again, 3rd and 4th, but now with more time taken off the game clock. 2:08 remaining here in the 4th quarter. Davenport ready for the snap now. Hayes goes in motion. Davenport will keep it himself, cutting up the middle. He gets down near the 10-yard line, and I think they've got him spotted for a first. I think he might have.
The referee signaling 1st down, so this is a chance now for the Cougars to run out the clock and shut the door on this if they don't end up running it into the end zone. On that last play, the only upside was that had that penalty happened on 4th down for the Chargers, it would have been an automatic 1st down for Munford. But
now 1st and 10 from the Covington 12 with $1:50 left to play in the ballgame. Let's see if they reward Chaz Hayes with another touchdown here. He's lined up on the left side. Now he goes in motion. They pitch it out right to him. Gets by 1 defender in the backfield, but no, he finally wrapped up by that first defender. He was trying to juke a little too much. But
Andrew Scott, I believe, is who got the hands on him and wouldn't let him go.
They were trying to give him another touchdown here tonight.
And now Covington calls their final timeout.
That comes with
1:33 to go here. We'll take a timeout with the teams and come right back on Tubetown.
Introducing Ritter Home Security. Ritter takes care of protecting what's most important to you, from threats like unwelcome visitors and fire, to making your life easier by putting the control of your home at your fingertips. Use the free app to shut the garage, lock the door, turn off lights, arm the system, and more. You can even turn back the thermostat to help save money on your energy bill. Plus, get a snapshot when your kids get home. It's smart, beautiful, convenient, and ready for your busy life. Ritter Home Security.
Andy Manus and Chad Gatlin back here with you. 4th quarter action as Munford still leading Covington with 1:33 left to play in the ball game, and pretty much just trying to salt this one away at this point.
Munford, powerful defensive performance from them. Covington only able to find the end zone 1 time with Brock Lomax breaking a huge run for a touchdown. Other than that, it's been all Munford.
2nd and 15 coming up. Hayes goes in motion. They pitch it out right to him, and he gets smoked.
He fumbled.
Ball is loose, and how about that? Munford comes up with it. Oh, they were trying to get it out to Hayes, and Hayes got lit up before he even touched the football, I feel like.
Here it comes right here, and no, he touched it, and that was just a perfectly timed hit. And
that's Chucky Olden in there.
Chucky Olden with the hit, and then Andrew Scott couldn't scoop it up and get on it for the Chargers.
That would have been a big break for Covington, and now we're down inside of a minute left to play, and nothing left to do but just kind of run this one out. One more play, Munford rather, will have to run. And they may just take the delay of game penalty. I don't know.
They may very well. It's 3rd and 20 here. They call a timeout right before the delay of game penalty.
And that will be
their last one.
Yeah, that will be their last of the night. 16-6 the score with 30 seconds left. We'll just keep it right here. Again, nothing left to do but just run one more play.
Chaz Hayes and also Nathan Davenport, great games tonight, and we also saw great things out of Kylan Washington. But the real story of the game, the Munford defense not allowing Covington much room at all.
Yeah, one big play from Brock Lomax only allowed them even into their territory a handful of times tonight. I think maybe 3 times at most. But I think you're absolutely right. If there's anybody to award the player of the game award to, I think you give it to the unit, the defensive line unit. Coach Markle did a great job subbing those guys in and out all night long, seemingly keeping a fresh set of legs in there on that D-line for the majority of tonight. So 3rd and 20 coming up. One more play left to run here for the Cougars. And Davenport will keep it himself. He'll run it up the gut, gets across the 20-yard line and pushed backwards, and 30 seconds remaining. That should be enough now to just run the clock out.
I feel like it will.
And
now
it's official. They will not have to snap the ball again, and the celebration has begun here in Munford. And now, again, for the last 3 years, the home team's won it.
It's been magic for the home team every year since this rivalry went to the first game of the year, and no different tonight. Although the Cougars win by just a little bit more than in the past, but 16-6 the final score here with Munford coming out on top.
And last year we had a little bit of pushing and shoving going on in the line. Hopefully none of that this year. Hopefully all good sportsmanship. 16-6 your final score. The Munford Cougars over the Covington Chargers in this first rivalry matchup of the year here in the Tubetown Rivalry Series. We're going to wrap it up here from this broadcast. We invite you to join us over on our Facebook page. Again, Facebook.com/Tubetown Online. We're going to have the post-game show for you over there on our Facebook page, so make sure you join us. And again, thanks so much for joining us here tonight in Munford. No matter how you watched us, whether it's on TV, whether it's on YouTube, we certainly appreciate you guys joining us here tonight. For Chad Gatlin, I'm Andy Manus. We'll see you over on Facebook here in just a moment, saying so long from Munford and the Tubetown Rivalry Series.